Okay, perfect streaming.
You're good.
I gotta turn the audio.
I'm Craig. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Bethel University in McKenzie, Tennessee. I'm Diamond Dave McCulley, joined by a new color analyst this year, Craig Lund, the voice of the McKenzie Rebels. We'll have Craig in just a matter of moments. Following a season like 2022 will be a difficult task for the talented returners and another outstanding offseason recruiting class for Bethel, but things look up already. 51-13 over a point 2 weeks ago, and coming off an opening week and here at home for the home opener today. Craig Lund, great to have you with us, and great to be back with Bethel football on 100.9 and Worthy Road Studios. Top-notch production by Paul Schultz and all his crew. We'll talk about them throughout the afternoon as well, but good to be with us. Derek Hubble, the superstar, is in the house with us, keeping stats as always, but great to have you with us, and boy, an exciting time of the year all over the country, but especially here on the campus of Bethel, sir.
No doubt about it. Wildcats get that big win last week, bringing the momentum back in against a St. Andrews team who Coach Jasper knows it's going to be a challenge. He's got his troops prepared to fight this week, so the Wildcats hopefully gets a big win today.
And looking past that game just the other day, how about some of the accolades they bring back? Joaquin Collazo, 29 touchdown passes last year, the third most ever by a Wildcat quarterback. Touchdowns, he ranked fifth in the NAI with 279.7 yards per game. He also caught a touchdown pass last year as well. Nolan Chaube still holds the Bethel record for most passing touchdowns in the season at 30. Collazo may get that this year. 3,331 passing yards on the year, which led the Mid-South, ranked second in the NAI, and that's the reason he was named the Mid-South Conference Offensive Player of the Year. You'd like at quarterback, well, you got to have a great receiver, and Bethel has one. J.D. Dixon, the All-American, 1,002 receiving yards, which is second best in his career. He had 1,116 in his freshman season, 61 receptions, Craig, last year, 10 of those being for touchdowns. He is truly a superstar.
He is, and he's number 2 last year in the season. Got to number 2 last year for the season, only behind Isaiah Hookham from 2003, 1,052 yards. So, big target out there for Mr. Collazo to throw to.
And the things that makes him even better, Avant Burris returns 41 passes. So, it's more than just a one- or two-man football team. It's very talented top to bottom, very deep. Offensive line, defensive line, a lot of those guys back. Terrence Roberts is back, but he's lost his starting job already. Almost 800 yards last year. But how about Marty Smith, the transfer from Cumberland, the University of Cumberland, who came in here a couple of years ago and put 300 yards against us on the board.
Whenever you can bring a transfer in who knocks out a starter, that just tells me you're deep at that position. Because if Martez Smith doesn't go and needs a blow, you bring in the starter from before, you don't lose that punch. You still got the 1-2 punch coming at you.
No doubt about it. Look forward to working with you, Coach Jasper. 26-15 now, 17-12 in conference play, and he was the Mid-South Conference Coach of the Year last year, and also the NAI Region 1 Coach of the Year. He's really building something special here, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Jasper does a good job of recruiting, not only in Tennessee, but around the country with his staff. Brings in those D1 transfers from the portal, if you will, and just really building something special here to make that run again towards the NAI playoffs.
Craig, what I like, too, we lost some people, and we wish them good luck from the coaching staff, but he brings back the core of the group.
Yep.
Chris Springer, defensive coordinator. Jay Bright, I think an outstanding offensive coordinator, and Chris is a great defensive coordinator as well. Dustin Kincaid, Brett Peterson, I could go on and on and on, but he brings back the core of the brain trust of this coaching staff.
No doubt about that. And when you talk about Kincaid and Peterson, you're just not talking about two coaches. You're talking about former players who are invested in Bethel. They went to school here, played here, so they have a heart for Bethel, and they really want to do well.
Kincaid got a haircut. Brett Peterson needs one. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll be back. Greg Lund on the board with us this year. Great to have him. Brad Chappell. No, we did not fire Brad. He's my boss. I couldn't fire him. But he wanted to step aside and do all of his senior athletic director duties, and certainly he's doing a great job with that. We'll talk about something new to the Wildcat Stadium when we come back. Other than Paul Schultz and his great group here, we'll talk about something that, it's not fully working yet. It's going to be next week, next Saturday when Bluefield comes calling. Dino Cackless will come home, by the way.
Yeah.
But we will tell you about a new addition to the stadium when we come back. This is a 2-minute message on the Bethel University Wildcat Network. That I'm not hearing them. And welcome back, everybody. We're back here at Wildcat Stadium. I'm Dave McCulley, along with Craig Lund, Claire Craddock. Claire Bear is in the house, along with Derek Hubble, the superstar keeping stats for us today, our outstanding tennis coach here. We'll talk to Derek. One of the games upcoming soon about what he's got coming back, and got a lot of returners coming back on both the Lady Cats and Cats. By the way, this is not the only activity going on here today at Wildcat Stadium. Tonight at 5 o'clock, the undefeated Lady Wildcat soccer team will be playing. They'll take on Texas A&M Texarkana. And then at 7 o'clock, the men undefeated as well, number 16 in the country. They moved 8 spots up. A little surprised that the women did not at least receive some votes, but I told Coach Air, just keep winning, and that will take care of itself. The new addition, Craig Lund, I'm going to let you have the honor of telling the folks what's down to our right, sir.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, a brand new, beautiful scoreboard with a big old jumbotron. So we can see replays, things of that nature. The lighting on it, as far as seeing the numbers and the score, much improved. Big, beautiful gold B in the middle of the claw cat across the B. Just a really nice addition to Wildcat Stadium.
No doubt about it. I didn't mean to leave out the lovely Cal Howard. Coach Cal's behind us as well. And she's going to be keeping, spotting duties for, you notice I give the good-looking girls to Hubble because he likes to have the good-looking ladies around him keeping spotting for him, no doubt about it. Hey, we're excited this year. We mentioned several times already that Bethel University and Worthy Road Studios, a leader in sports streaming, they have done a great job. I work with them at TCA every Friday night and during the basketball season as well. They're a leader in sports streaming, announced a partnership between the two for coverage of Bethel athletic events just a few weeks ago. Under the newly announced partnership, Worthy Road Studio is streaming all of our home football games and selected home basketball games. The agreement, which features upgraded production, features such as slow motion instant replays and different camera angles will be included. Worthy Road Studios also produces live broadcasts of the Jackson Rockabilly baseball team, Union University, Trenton Peabody, Jackson Christian, University School of Jackson, and Trinity Christian Academy. The BallGame Blitz, the best source for West Tennessee, is all produced by Worthy Road Studios. Now, if you're watching today, it is a pay-per-view, but Worthy Roads will have it archived, maybe even as early as tonight, Craig, so you can go back and watch the game free with Worthy Road Studios on a delayed basis. Be sure and like and follow Worthy Road Studios, the BallGame Blitz, and Facebook, and subscribe to Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel. And I'm not bragging because I sort of work for them, but I'm telling you, you've seen the production. They're big league, aren't they?
Absolutely. I'm looking at it right now, just some of their test shots and what they're showing right now. It's pretty. It's going to be well done. It's been professional looking. And if you've ever watched any of their production, I know I've watched Peabody sometime and some of the other schools around, and man, it's top notch. You're not going to be disappointed.
The very talented Terry Clement and Dan Hughes. Dan's been around as long as I have, and that's a long time.
Long time. I love Mr. Dan. I talked to him quite a bit, through Facebook, and of course
sure.
The McKenzie runs the last few years. I see him up in Chattanooga and MTSU or Murfreesboro quite often.
Speaking of the Rebels, good win last night.
Good win. Went to McEwen, open region play last night, won 23-0. Tate Serber was on point, really flipping the football around. McKenzie did a lot more running last night. I think that's what McEwen presented to us. So Coach Comer took advantage of his running backs, was able to really take care of that ball game early, then put it away late in the third quarter. McEwen just tried to run at us and try to run over us. Didn't work very well for him.
Who's more nervous at a McKenzie game, Christy Chappell or Brad Chappell?
I'm probably going to say Christy on that one.
And she gets really nervous when the Tide play.
Absolutely.
My Cats playing Eastern Kentucky Day. Your Vols, Austin P today?
Austin P today. And, talking about McKenzie, have a young man up there, Marquez Taylor. He got injured a couple of weeks ago, so he's medically redshirted. But I know a lot of folks were going to go up there and watch this game today just because of Marquez, because he was going to get some playing time. unfortunately, he's sidelined for this year.
Cal went up to Cal Howard, our lovely basketball player. She went to see the Vols demolish who they play, Virginia
wow.
in Nashville. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you,
it was hot that day too, wasn't it? Yeah.
I guarantee it was up there in Nissan Stadium. Vols have a big target on them this year. A lot of Milton coming back, the running back, the stable of running backs they've got. So big target on the Vols. A lot of high expectations in Knoxville.
I think they're up to the challenge. By the way, 6 Wildcats were named to the Mid-South Conference preseason watch list. Those are Joaquin Collazo III, J.D. Dixon, Cortez Eatman, K.J. Hicks, Jared Rainey, and Jalen Taylor. Let's tell you a little about the opponents today. Coming in from Laurinburg, North Carolina, Robert Curtin is the head coach. He's 0-2, his ball club is. They lost to Weber International 49-14, lost to Lindsey Wilson 51-14. Craig only averaging 14 points a game offensively, yielding 50, only 36 yards rushing. You're not going to win many ball games doing that. 140 in the air. They're yielding 144 and 197 rushing and passing respectively, but they really struggle coming out of the gates. They've been outscored 100-14 in the 2 games.
You know, and Coach Jasper's well aware of that. He's going to try to take advantage of that, but you're right, Dave. Any football coach will tell you to set up your ball game, you've got to be able to run the football effectively. Sure. It sets up the pass.
No matter what league it is.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to be able to run the football, and if the Bethel defense can control that running game, pretty good opportunity for the Rebels or Wildcats pick up a win today.
On the other side of the ledger, only 1 game in the books, but how about this balance? 200 rushing for Bethel, 224 in the air, 424, 6.3 yards per rush. That's pretty stout.
No doubt about it. And the other side of that coin, like you said, balanced attack. If you can balance the run with a pass, it's very hard to defend because you make that secondary and that defense think about what you're going to do next. When you're balanced, good opportunity to win a football game.
Number 8 in the country, the Wildcats are. They come in yielding only 107 on the ground, 150 in the air, 257. That's pretty stout. 2 defensive touchdowns in the opener, and Demetrius Gilbert had a field day. We're talking about a kid that picked off 2 and returned 1 for a touchdown.
Sure did. I watched that game last week via the point stream, and, man, he was all over the field and got those 2 touchdowns back-to-back, really, 2 possessions right there.
Actually, both of them were quick pick sixes.
Oh, yeah, they were, yeah, right behind each other.
By the way, we talked about Michael Jasper, 5th year, great year, NAI Region Coach of the Year last year. How about the Hall of Fame coming up on homecoming? Michael is among those we inducted into Bethel's Hall of Fame in October. The number 8 Wildcats will meet Cumberland University on October the 21st. Their ceremony will take place that weekend. Guys that you remember, I was at Lambeth during this time, but Dave Jesse, men's basketball, Errol Montague, women's track, and Tom and Patty Calden, contributors. They've been great supporters. The Calden Complex with baseball and softball named after them in honor of them. But you remember Dave Jesse too, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Dave Jesse, I was in school with him here, and just a great guy, very humbled, and just anytime you saw him, he had a smile on his face. Dave was a mean machine underneath those boards, along with Matt English. They played together a little bit. Very well deserved. Dave Jesse, long time coming. So happy for him to get in the Hall of Fame.
No doubt about it. Let's give some credit due where it's due to. Tom Yarborough is our producer and director on 100.9 WIO, and we're so happy to be back with them. There was a point that we didn't know if that was going to work or not, going with Worthy Roads. Paul worked it out. Dave Hacker, who lives here in McKenzie, one of the great engineers anywhere in this area, and for that matter in the nation, he was able to help me and Austin coordinate things with Brandy and Tom at the radio station the other day. So Tom, a big salute to you. Also with Worthy Roads, we talked about him a moment ago. The executive producer is Paul Schultze. The director is Christopher Reasons. We worked with Christopher before. Also, we've worked with Eric Inman on the cameras. We worked with him before with TCA. And Adriana Hicks and Olivia Barlow are the lovely ladies that's on side as well. So let's take another 2-minute break. About 17 minutes before we kick it off. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll come back with the countdown to kickoff coming up right after this. Didn't have a chance to talk to Coach Jasper. We had a little recording problems. I'm old school. I still use one of those handheld things, and that thing just would not cooperate with me today. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back after this, we'll take a look at the starting lineups. Craig will do that when we come back. This is Bethel Football on Worthy Road Studios and 100.9.
TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntingdon, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation.
You want
That's Holly
defensive and
Credit
offensive
Union.
starters
Deposit
both?
insured by NCUA.
What I normally do is give like
Visit
our
Holly
offense
Credit Union
and their
in
offense.
Paris.
And then
Are
we
you
have
always
time,
on
we'll
the
sneak
go
in. We
trying to
probably
cram a
do.
job, picking up the
Then go
kids
back and
and
I
all
just
of
do
your
both
other errands
defenses
in an
because
8-hour
since we
day?
don't have Jasper, we got
Carol
plenty.
Bank Trust is
Normally
proud
that's about
to
a
offer
10-minute
mobile
interview.
banking that allows you
But
to
since we
bank
don't
on
have
the
it, just
go
do all of
and
them.
make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows
You
you
mind
to
doing
check
that?
your
No,
balance
man.
and
Okay,
transfer
great.
money all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient?
People hear
At
me
Carol
about
Bank and Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carol Bank and Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hubba, you okay?
Always online at carolbank.com.
Calm him down, Claire. Is he okay?
We're proud to call
You
Huntington
and
one of
Cal
our new
just give him a pat on the back.
hometowns.
Calm him down.
Now
Keep him
serving
cool.
Huntington and all
He's the
of Carroll
best.
County, Hometown Health Clinic
Last
is
year up
open
here-
on the Court
last year up here,
Square,
one of the guys
featuring
intercepted
family
one of the passes.
practice,
I've
internal
got 30,
medicine,
40. You feel
pediatrics,
40.
mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like
Lord
yours.
have mercy.
Do I need to
On the
switch my
Court
mic
Square in
around?
Huntington
Anybody else can
and
get in trouble,
online
but
at
not Hubba.
Not
hometownclinics.com.
I even said we need him to it desperately. This is the Countdown to Kickoff show here at Bethel football this year. We'll have Bethel basketball down the road as well. But we're happy to be with you tonight. The band is coming out, Renaissance Band, under the direction of Dr. Derek Jones. They'll be come out there, and they'll be performing here doing the national anthem in a matter of moments. The lovely cheerleaders under the tutelage and guidance of Lee Carr down to our right. We'll have the fireworks going today, the new scoreboard. And right now, before you give the starting lineups, Craig Lund, Bethel, I was kidding the coaches today. I said, I've got the line at 48.5, but I mean, really, it could get ugly if St. Andrews, and no disrespect to them, Bethel's really a talented team, and they're struggling right now.
They very much are a talented team, and you look at, we looked at the stats for St. Andrews, and just honestly just hadn't found that firepower yet that they're probably looking for.
And you hope today's not today.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other hand, I think Bethel is especially watching 2 weeks ago, watching that game, I think we kind of started out a little bit sluggish, if you will, but as that game went on, he knocked the rust off, and they really took it to point in the second half, and I expect them to pick up from here on out.
You've got to look at the starting lines. We'll do the officials here in a matter of moments, but let's start with the visitors from North Carolina, sir.
All right, St. Andrews offense at center, number 55, Quaylon McZeek. At left guard, number 74, Tristan Brown. At right guard, number 65, Marvin Farmer. At left tackle, number 58, Tyree Cummings. At right tackle, number 62, Nick Hedrick. At wide receiver, number 5, Jawan Lyons. Another wide receiver, number 1, Arson Cook. At tight end, number 13, Nigel Pierce. At fullback, number 45, Todrick Walker. At tailback, number 4, Atarius Carper. And their quarterback, number 15, Jalen Dodd. And now the starting lineups for your Bethel Wildcats. At center, number 66, Jaden Taylor. At left guard, number 70, Tyrell Wynn. At right guard, number 51, Dylan Morales. At left tackle, number 67, Jackson Surratt. At right tackle, number 78, Logan Davis. At tight end and halfback, number 9, Tyrell Partey. At wide receiver, number 7, Avante Burris. At wide receiver, number 37, J.D. Dixon. At wide receiver, number 3, Jalen Taylor. At tailback, 45, Martez Smith. And 13, Joaquin Colazo.
Let's pause for a moment. The invocation, Chaplain Hames, and then the Renaissance Band with the national anthem. We'll let you hear a little bit of that here.
Officials and fans, we pray that you will watch over everyone who is here today. Keep all the players and officials from harm, and let each player, official, and coach perform their role to the best of their ability. Finally, Father, bless those of us who watch the game with enjoyment, and let that joy bring us to worship you, the source of all joy. We pray these things in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All God's children said, amen.
And now we direct your attention to the field as the Bethel University Renaissance Regiment performs our national anthem. The regiment is under the direction of Dr. Derek Jones and Mr. Tremaine Johnson.
Okay.
And under the guidance of Dr. Derek Jones, that's your national anthem. Let's go back to Craig, and he continues to look at the starting lineups of the visitors from North Carolina.
Now the defense for St. Andrews. At defensive end, number 50, Jackson Merriweather. At nose guard, number 97, Urban Gardner. At defensive end, El Hassan Hussein. At outside linebacker, number 56, John Brown. Another outside linebacker, number 51, Terrell Milligan. At middle linebacker, number 42, Austin Hunt. Another middle linebacker, number 33, Josh Henderson. At safety, number 26, Tedrick Spicer. At another safety, number 8, Lavarius Lewis. Cornerback, number 21, Jaden Stevens. And the other cornerback, number 11, Eduardo Turnbull. Now the starting defensive unit for the Bethel Wildcats. At nose guard, number 95, Xavier King. At tackle, number 96, Christian Cantrell. At tackle, number 55, Jamel Goulburn. At linebacker, number 4, Darian Burns. At linebacker, number 44, Darian Lewis. At linebacker, number 25, Brody Franks. At cornerback, number 2, Demetrius Gilbert. Another cornerback, number 0, Cortez Edmondson. At the rover position, number 1, Brian Hughes. At nickelback, number 8, Jalen Beasley. And at the safety position, number 5, Jaron Rainey.
All right, Craig Lund, great look at that. Let's give you the officials. The referee is Tim Sharp. We've had Tim here several times through the years. The umpire will be Hilton Isbell. The head line judge is Malcolm Johnson. The line judge is Micah Kale. The side judge is Tracy Logan today. The field judge, Nathan Anderson. Back judge, Jonathan Clark. Clock operator is a good friend of ours, Barry Capps. And play clock, Adam Welch couldn't be with us today. We have another young man down there, but we'll have his name for you in just a matter of months. We see Joel Washburn from the banner down there. He's taking some photos today for us. Also, we have Caleb Cuff, a new addition to our SID crew. Craig, I'm not sure if they're going to get here tonight, but we are yet. But we were going to salute the 2013 SID class, which is Derek Hubble's a part of that. Some of the folks who thought about coming up here today, and if that's the case, we're going to try to salute them at halftime. Well, Craig, you've looked at it. You've analyzed the stats I sent you. What are the keys for a big Bethel win today?
I think it's do what you do. Control the run. On defense, control their running game, but on just do what you do. Run the ball effectively. Martez Smith, let Colazo do what he does. Hit those J.D. Dixon down the field. Keep a balanced attack right there.
You know, I never wavered in my trust with Derek Hubble. He was having a little stat issues with the computer because of different reasons, and with Cal and with Claire with him, he took it right and ran with the football.
A little more focused, if you will, right there with the stats. Claire Craddock is top-notch in everything she does. Always has been. Right, Claire?
I never waver in my trust with him, though.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, he's the magic man.
You know, you mentioned Lee Carr a minute ago. This is funny. I go down and go into the Kermit Hall at VIP room and came back up. And as I walk in, I see I just lost her name. Cheerleader sponsor. My gosh.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to me. I'll tell in a minute.
Live radio and live video. Video today, courtesy of Worthy Road Studios. Audio with us at WIO. If you're watching the game, by the way, we remind you, if you think we over-describe, it's because we're still painting a picture for our radio audience as well. Our special thanks to our very special sponsors, of Worthy Road Studios being one of those, Trevathian's Electrical Services, 731-234-5879, right here in McKenzie, Tennessee. Carroll Bank and Trust, an institution, community banking, community caring, carrollbank.com. Anchor Transportation, the official carrier for Bethel athletics and student athletes. Derek Hubble has ridden some of those buses a few times. 731-249-7045, anchortransportation.com. Nikki Joe Stafford, who's an institution here as well in the city, 731-352-2761. West Tennessee Public Utility District is also a sponsor. You talk about some loyal folks. How about these folks? Smith & Smith Optometry, Dr. Mark and Thomas Smith, 731-352-2020. If you're having trouble seeing at the ball games, well, just drop by their office and they'll take care of that in a jiffy. State Farm Insurance, Stephen Morton and the gang as well, and City Floors. You need some flowers, you need some candy, and whatever the gift you might be on any occasion, McKenzieCityFloors.com. It's 79 degrees, expected to be up to 82, but I promise you, watching fans in the stands and watching players, it's hotter on that field, isn't it?
Absolutely. When you sit in those stands, especially for a noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock kickoff, that sun hits off that turf, which obviously makes it hotter. But when it hits that metal bleacher, it really warms you up down there in the stands. Of course, we have pop-up tents. That's something new. I haven't seen those in the stands before. Pop-up tents are galore with umbrellas and whatnot. I see the Bethel Wildcats have got a new addition on the sideline too, Dave, with their new pretty purple and gold tints with a Wildcat logo and Wildcats across the backside of it. So a lot of new things coming here at the Wildcat Stadium today.
The captain's about to meet at midfield. Wearing the all-purple today will be Joaquin Colazo, the Mid-South Conference reigning Offensive Player of the Year. Also working out there is Darian Burns, Mr. Personality. And number 95 is Xavier King, and 67 is Jackson Surratt, the longtime offensive lineman. All those guys, all conference. I kid Burns a little bit because he attends every game, basketball, volleyball, and sometimes we have to remind him to be not quite as loud as he is sometimes.
You know, when you go to basketball
He's a good
games,
kid, though.
He is a great kid. And when you go to basketball games, sometimes you get caught up watching his antics instead of the ball game.
And you can't miss him. He's got that big beard, the whole bit. Arizon Cook, Laverius Heath Lewis, Marvin Farmer, and those are the captains for the kids from North Carolina. And we go down now and look at this job that Paul and the gang have done. There's Tim Sharp wearing the white hat. The umpire there is Hilton Isbell. Both of those guys are really good officials. And how about that scene right there? That's remarkable, isn't it?
It's a great product we're watching right now. Big addition here to the Bethel Wildcat family.
You know, Craig, I always watch the field through the years. I may just watch this monitor all day. I'll probably be able to see better, you know?
Absolutely.
Hubble can tell you at late afternoon or night, it's hard. Now, who won the toss? Could you tell?
I did not. I was watching the video, but listening to you, I was kind of focused in on how good the picture looks.
Well, it will be the blue and white of St. Andrews, the Knights, coming here today, taking on the Wildcats from Bethel University.
You know, you say that about having a monitor and looking down the field, looking for tackles and who made what. It may be easier to look at the screen over here to pick up who made a tackle.
Not only is the clarity of it, but just the beauty of it. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you see the Cats interlock those hands, and there's the fireworks. You folks on the radio will just have to take our word for it. That's a pretty impressive scene right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. Those fireworks go off, the flames fly high, and those Wildcats come down and do that Wildcat March, and here they come.
Here they come for the first time at home in the 2023 season. The purple-clad and white-helmeted Bethel Wildcats, number 8 in the country, making their way into Wildcat Stadium. This will be only the second meeting against St. Andrews, and Bethel has won the earlier game. Heavily favored here in this one.
You talk about that number 8 ranking. I know there's some in Wildcat camp that kind of took that as a little knock on the chin and was kind of a little disrespected by the poll voters.
One of those was Michael Jasper himself. I said, Big Mike, just keep winning and it'll take care of itself. That's what I told Misty Aird and the soccer team the other day as well. So we get ready for the kickoff. Catwalk took place this morning at 10:15. Bethel, number 8 in the country. Lindsey Wilson for the conference, number 9. Georgetown, number 21. Mid-South Conference. And by the way, Eric Leach, the commissioner, is going to join us at halftime, by the way. New commissioner. The assistant coaches, Michael Jasper, Chris Springer, Jay Bright, Michael the head coach, Dustin Kincaid, Terrell Jackson, Brett Peterson, Troy Brewer, M.D. Daniels, Kyle Wallace, Jamel Warren, Bryce Missy, a newcomer, Davius Prather, one of the great players of all time here, along with Kobe Johnson, Kyle Parkhurst, A.B. Holloway, Caleb Hall, and Kerry Stahl. And the Cats will send back Cortez Eatman. He will be one of the guys back there. He'll also be joined by Demetrius Gilbert. And you talk about a go-getter, Gilbert can go get you. The up man looks like it's going to be Brody Franks. And the kicker for the Knights to kick it away here will be Diego Barahona. I should have let you pronounce that.
I would have said the exact same way.
Well, the Knights have come to town. They're ready to play. I said, forget the records, Diamond Dave and Craig Lund. We're here to play.
And go back and think many years ago, Michigan and Appalachian State.
No doubt about it.
It's a new day. Anything can happen on a Saturday afternoon in college football.
Appalachian State got a lot of money, and they got to win that day, too, didn't they?
Absolutely did.
All right, here we go. And let's see who they're going to kick it to. Eatman, so the newcomer as far as returners back there. He'll be closer to you here on your screen, and then Mr. Gilbert will be around at the 20-yard line. They're not very deep, to be honest with you. 79 degrees, 1 and 2. That's correct, sir. We're helping Derek couple out, and they kick it to Gilbert. Gilbert will gathered in just short of the 25. On his way to the 30 to the 35. On his way to the 37, still on his feet, and finally breaks away at the 40. And at the 42-yard line, good return of about 22 yards.
Tackle was made by number 34, I believe, Cameron 84, the St. Andrew Knights. And the Wildcats have a 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line.
You're my color man today and spotter. But you're not as good looking as Hubble spotters, I'll tell you. So at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, first play from scrimmage, 8 seconds into the football game, partly cloudy conditions. Expect the temperature down in the 60s tonight, but right now it's 79 degrees and feeling like it's about 83. Dixon will go far side left. And it's going to be Collazo, the lefty, and the gun. Martise Smith, he'll move him to his right. 5-man front for the Knights. Handoff Smith. Smith scrambles his way for a few yards on his feet to the 45 and scoots his way up to about the 46, a pick of a 5.
Tackled by a host of Knights, but I'm going to say number 97 on the tackle, Irvin Gardner for the Knights.
That offensive line, Surratt, Wynn, Taylor, Morales. You get a good look at them there. Here's Collazo again, handed off to Smith. Big hole, 50, 45, outside 40, outside 35, 30, 25. He's going to go in. 20, 15, 10, 5. Bingo! The Cats on the board at the 14-19 mark. 2-play drive, and it is what? Not 59 yards.
59 yards.
Here's a replay of it, Greg. Look at it.
Ripped it off the left side right there, and a great block by number 3 for the Wildcats, Jalen Taylor on the outside right there. He's really the one that sprung it for Smith to go the distance.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Nope.
14-19 here in this first stanza. That offensive line cleared a hole for him, and in to hold this will be Braden Jordan. And the Cats trying to tack the extra point on, and they do just that. It is up, and it is good. Mr. Welch on the year is now 7 of 8 in PATs. A quick 30. The Cats didn't take long either. They were quick out of the gate. 7-0 Bethel. Back up to this 30 of the Bethel Football Network.
Coming
Do we
or
have a
going,
call button?
the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With
I
Taylor
got you,
Real
okay.
Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction. And no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And appointments can be made for other
That was
days
too
and
easy.
times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Smith gets a touchdown, but Surratt, Wynn, Taylor, Morales, and Davis, they did their jobs. Welcome back, everybody. 7-0, 14-19 left here. And Greg Lund, you mentioned off air, no disrespect. That was pretty easy, wasn't it?
It was pretty easy. Just took it off the left side, and again, great job of that offensive line. And again, Taylor downfield blocking. The wide receiver sets up the safety coming across, blocks him to the inside. Smith jumps outside, touchdown.
Juwan Lyons, one of the guys back to receive this kickoff. And to kick it away for the Cats will be Braden Johnson. Welch does the field goals and PATs. Johnson does the kickoffs. So the purple-clad Cats have thrilled this crowd early. You get a great look with Worthy Road Studios. It doesn't get, CBS doesn't have anything on us.
That's right.
Here's the kick. And it's going to be, bringing it back this way, the Knight. And he's got good running room to the 30, to 35, 40, 45. And special teams coach is not going to be happy about that.
Tackle made by
Anthony Robertson, bringing it back, Craig.
Tackle by number 34, Braden Johnson for the Wildcats. And you're right, good return right there by the Knights to set up 1st and 10 at about their 45-yard line.
Credit them, Craig, but that was a little breakdown on special teams too, wasn't it?
It was. Kind of lost the outside contain on the edge, and he was able to slip outside and get down the sideline right there.
Cantrell, King, Goldberg, the front three. You see a great shot of them there in your screen. Linebackers, Burns, Lewis, Franks. And here's the quarterback. Throws out in the flat, and it's caught, and then bang! Boy, that pass out of the flat that time to Carpenter, and who got him, Craig?
Jalen Beasley lit him up. A rocket comes from the secondary, and pow! Drops him in the backfield for a loss.
Look at this hit. Boy, that's textbook tackling, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What great replay by the gang here. I'm telling you, Paul and Christopher Reasons, Miss Hicks, Miss Barlow, and Mr. Inman doing a great job. Here's the handoff, and the running play up to about the 40 and tackle there very quickly as Carpenter didn't get much. He's the tailback and came in here today with only 2 carries, 55 yards, 3.2, and he lost a yard that time. That's not going to help his average back to the 40.
Defense for the Rebels, for the Wildcats flying all over the field right now.
No doubt about it. I'll probably say Lions from time to time. We both had winners last night, McKenzie and TCA respectively. Doubles far side. In the slot here to the left, 2 receivers. Carpenter, the running back there with the quarterback. And this is O'Banks. He looks. Now he throws it out here in the flat. Nothing much. It's caught by Carpenter, but he's caught by the Cats.
Tackled by number 25, Brody Franks for the Cats, and did a good job defensively. He did a check down to his safety valve coming out of the backfield. Had good coverage downfield. Drops it down low, but Franks comes in and finishes him off.
2 years ago for the season, Franks was our second leading tackler. How deep is Bethel? He's 5th this year, but still a great player. And it will be Gilbert standing back inside his 30. And to kick it away, or punt it away in this case. Here's a floater. Gilbert's going to let that thing hit. Takes somewhat of it takes a Bethel roll, but at the 32 will be down there.
Tackler down by number 31, Nazier Seagraves for the Knights. So the Wildcats will have it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. 12:31 to go, 7-0 Cats.
Their depth chart had listed Jalen Dodd as the quarterback, but that was O'Banks in there in that series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, the Cats will have it. Pretty good field position again, 32-yard line this time. They had a 59 two-play drive a moment ago for a score. Collazo had Smith in the pistol. Now he moves him up to his left. Collazo looks and throws. Here's the pass to Dixon. Dixon, yes, 35-30. Too easy. 15-10, 5. Touchdown by the All-American. And Collazo laid a floater right on him.
68-yard pitching catch, Collazo to Dixon, and just like that, Cats go up 13-0. Wow, what a play.
Look at this replay.
Oh, absolutely. He throws it up there just perfectly. He throws it right in the breadbasket. Dixon takes the steps inside, and he's gone. Nobody's catching him.
The thing about that, he also had Tyrell Partee wide open, too, if he wanted to go to him.
Options.
Well, the holder will be Johnson. Welch will be the kicker. A while ago, he's 7 of 8 in PATs this year. Our spotting crew and Derek Hubble have been busy early. 12:19 left here in this first stanza. PAT is up, and it's good. Sells by the new scoreboard. It's 14-0 Cats. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back with the Knights on offense again here from Wildcat Stadium in McKenzie. Stay with us, everybody.
Before you started digging, 811 is free, easy, and the law.
What's wrong with you?
811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines marked. Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig. We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
Wildcats on top, 14-0, 12:19 to go into first. Dixon, the big score from Collazo. Cats set to kick off back for the Knights. For the Knights' second possession of the ball game. So far, been all Cats. Quick strike from Smith on the first possession. Now Dixon gets it on the second possession. 50 or 68 yards, I believe, was what it was.
Paul Schultz is leaving us. He's got to go over how valuable is this guy and talented. He's going over to do some Union soccer, I think, this afternoon. Braden Johnson to kick away. You know, Worthy Roads not only covers us, but Union and all the high schools in Jackson, the Rockabillys. Here's Johnson's kick, 14-0, early. And that will fly in and almost hit Tim Sharp. The referee almost hit him in the white hat noggin there, didn't it?
It sure did. I tell you what a leg our kicker has, you know, putting that ball deep into the end zone. Almost went through the uprights.
You know, that's the touchbacks. I think that's something that a lot of folks take for granted, isn't it?
Hey, absolutely. You know, it's valuable to have that kicker so you don't give the other team an opportunity to try to return one. So another weapon the Cats have in their arsenal to deploy against the Knights here.
No doubt about it. Well, O'Banks still there, quarterback, has the new running back, Derek Couple tells us, to the left. We'll spot him here on the screen for us. And here's the throw, and that's going to be caught by the receiver up at about the 34. Pretty good pickup there. Caught that time by Cook Jr. Is that a new quarterback in there as well? No, that's O'Banks still in there. Who is that new running back? 28. That's going to be, in this case, Kevon Daniels, young man from North Carolina. Pickup of 9. That's a good play for them. Second down and 1. So the Knights trying to battle back down early, 14-0. The up back in this case, blocking here, will be Walker. He's a big guy, isn't he?
Big old boy.
245, 6'2". Handoff. Here's the running back, and I don't think he got it, Craig. Well, no, they're going to give him, I think, the spot, which is probably the accurate one. Yes, first down.
Yeah, they'll give him forward progress, tackled by a host of Wildcats. 96 in there for the Wildcats. Christian Cantrell.
And also Kedrick Walker, the redshirt freshman linebacker from Birmingham. First and 10 at the 36. So the Knights trying to establish something here. Well, Banks drops back, looks, throws, incomplete.
Tell you what, wasn't a bad little play right there. It was a timing route to the wide receiver. He runs an out route at about the 45. Ball was there. He just couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, number one, that's Cook Jr. tried to reach and get that thing. And it's going to be second down and 10. Third down conversions this year, not very good. Of course, this is just second down, 23% by the kids from North Carolina. Bethel, meanwhile, 38%. It's going to be second down and 10. In the pistol now, they give it on the reverse. That's carrying the ball on the far side. That's going to be Lyons carrying it. He didn't get anything, Craig. He lost about 3 yards. What a defensive play by Bethel. My goodness.
It was a great play. 55, Jamel Goulmer makes the tackle right there for the Cats.
And Jaron Rainey came up for support too, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Well, it's third and long, third and 11.
Little trickery right there. It just didn't go. Cats kept it at home on the backside, waited for it to come to them like they're supposed to. Able to make that play for a loss.
We've not played 5 minutes, and it's 14-0 Cats, and they've got a chance to get their paws back on it here. Third down 11 from the 35. Oh, Banks looks, wants to throw, being flushed out of the pocket. Bang, he's hitting Timothy Hamilton from Chicago. That's a sack, and whatever we do, make sure he gets credit for that sack. He's on me all the time about his sacks, and boy, that was an on-rushing, a bull rush that time, wasn't it?
Well, when you're 6'5", 243 pounds, and can move like I just saw him move, he's going to get some sacks in the backfield.
Yeah, in fairness, he came off the end, Diamond Dave, but it's going to be all the way back to the 28, and it's fourth and almost 18 yards. Gilbert, Cats could come out of here with good field position. Not much of a win here today. Punter, a wobbler, and Gilbert calls for the fair catch, and he'll settle under at the 44, and the Cats back in business, leading 14-0. They've run 3 plays from scrimmage, and they've scored on 2 of them.
And they've been big scores, not little scores. A big pass play and a long run by Smith to open up this ball game.
59-yard pass, Colazzo to the All-American, Dixon, and then it was the Smith run of 59 yards. Colazzo and Dixon teamed up for 68, excuse me. Well, here's Smith back in there, and the pistol behind Colazzo. He sends the receiver far side left, 2 here to the near side on your screen. Colazzo looks, wants to throw. Throws downfield, and there's the pass, and it's caught. Caught this time by Jalen Taylor. And boy, oh boy, the Cats are on a roll, and that's the 5th catch of the year for Taylor. And with about a yard more, if you let him, Colazzo wouldn't. It was a great pass. He would have scored that play.
And Jaden Stevens for the Knights able there to tackle him as he caught it. But what a great throw, just over the top of the defensive back, puts his hands up, does Taylor, and pulls it down. 21.
At the 13-yard line, first and 10 there. Hash mark left. Hand off Smith. Smith, big gaping hole. He'll twist, turn, and run backwards to the 5. Going to be about 2 yards short. That's Faulkner carrying it, excuse me.
Just short of the first down by about a yard. Missed who tackled him right there. He got tripped up at the line, then spun forward.
So, Faulkner carries it that time. Mitchell, a running back from my hometown, Arlington, Tennessee. They didn't have a high school when I was there. They do now, and it's a big one. 9 minutes left in the first. Cats leading 14-0, knocking on the door. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Colazzo looks, Colazzo throws. There's Dixon, incomplete. Even Dixon couldn't catch that. We had one of the Cats lose his helmet, it appears.
Well, Dixon kind of looked to the inside, and the ball kind of went to the outside for the backside shoulder, or the corner throw to the end zone. So maybe a little bit of a miscommunication right there on the route run.
Shabazz has to come out of the game, and replacing him will be Quinterian Wynn, the junior. Shabazz, I love the name. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. We mentioned the Cats 38% on third down conversions this year. Hand off, running it, and in the end zone, touchdown. Mitchell Faulkner with a score.
A freshman, 5'9", 240 pounds for the Wildcats.
Where did we have that? At the 42, so that's a 58-yard drive.
Yep.
58-yard drive, capped off with a 5-yard run by Faulkner. It's 20-0 Bethel.
They haven't played a half yet.
Nope, sure haven't.
Of a quarter, that is.
Derek Hubble's going to earn his money. I may have to pay him double today.
8:43 to go in the first. Cats up 20-0.
Statistician, excuse me. And Welch in to attempt the PAT, and it's 20-0 at 8:43 of the first. If you don't be quiet. I can't fire him, Craig. I need him up here, but and he knows that. That's what makes it even worse. All right. Well, Paul's left us, but we're in good hands with Christopher and Adrienne and Eric and Olivia. And they're here from Worthy Road Studios. You're seeing great shots here today.
Cats had to run somebody on. Had only 10 on the field.
Greg Johnson, Hole Welch to try to knock it through here to make it 21-0. Snap back, ball down, kick up, good. By the way, the long snapper is Graham Lyle. Well, it's 21-0. 8:43 in the first. It's all Bethel early. Back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntingdon, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
You notice, Craig Lund, once the game starts, my phone is put up. I don't dare even look at it because as the SID here, I still get about 50 or 60 messages per game, so I'm just not looking at it. 8:43, if you're listening or watching, try and say, wow, McCully answer me, it's because I can't.
I get that problem on Friday nights, too.
Yeah, I do. The same here. Even sometimes from family members. You forget I'm doing a ball game. Here is Johnson's kick. 21-0 Cats. And that sails in the end zone, and a wise choice that time by the deep returner. Robertson said, I'm not having any part of that. Well, you couldn't write up a better script if you're a Cat fan, could you?
No, you can't. I mean, 3 possessions, 3 scores. Offense is working to not perfection maybe, but very fluid for what Coach Jasper wants to do.
Now, at halftime, we had hoped to honor some of our 2013 returning SID members, and I see the lovely Bridget Neisler's in the house. Now, Bridget, I'm putting you in charge. I said I'd put you to work. I'm putting you in charge. All the other folks get here. You have to go down after the band performs at halftime, and we recognize you. But I got to have everyone's name. Here's the handoff, running far side right. And a good run for a first down and more. 40, 45, and knocked out of bounds finally by one of the Cats over there, and running that football and running it with authority. Daniels carried it. Some good blocking on that right side over there, Craig Lund.
And Jaron Rainey for the Wildcats, number 5, pushes him out of bounds. If he don't hit him, he's going down the sideline for a score.
Yeah, it may have saved the touchdown, no doubt about it. Well, it's 1st and 10, Knights at their own 46. That's a good pickup. 21 yards. Catch jump, and I think they're going to be called for encroachment. And the ball is picked off. That's going to come back. Burns picked it off for the INT, but it's going to come back. And that's a proper call. We jumped, and they'll be called for encroachment.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Our left tackle jumped into the neutral zone when ball was snapped. Quarterback didn't see it. You know, a lot of times when they see that jump, they know they got it. They'll throw one up, try to get a cheap one. He just hits his check down right there, and Burns picked it off. But
he read that beautifully, didn't he?
Negated. Yeah, he did.
Well, that will negate what could have been another Bethel opportunity to score. We'll move it inside Bethel territory. First time they've been there today at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, 8:19 in the first. Bethel leads 21-0. You're listening on WIO 100.9. You're watching on Worthy Road Studios and Boxcast on the Bethel Video Network as well. Now here's the run. Nothing there at all. And Daniels, the door was shut. Pick up maybe 2 yards, correct? 2nd down and 3?
2nd down and 3. Tackle made by number 95, Xavier King for the Cats. That nose guard comes in there and finishes it off.
Now, we're nice and cool and comfortable in the press box, but I guarantee the fans love it right now that the sun's gone behind those clouds a little bit.
I love night games here.
Yep. The only thing Hubble and I don't like, you can't see through these windows real well, but now with the monitor that Paul and them have, it wouldn't be a problem this year. High snap. They give it out here to the running back. He's got the first down this time. That's going to be Daniels again. So Daniels didn't start, but, boy, he's making an impact now, and he's got the ball inside Bethel's 45, actually inside the 40 to the 39, Craig Lund.
Nice, did a good job of blocking that right there. Got some receivers downfield, kicked us out. He's able to cut it back to the inside for the first down.
Well, Banks got something going now. There's Daniels to his right. Banks throws, and man wide open, and he missed him.
Wow.
Under threw it. They ran the down and out. And both of our defenders got caught looking inside, and we got lucky that time.
Sure did. And the throw went to the sideline, went to about the 10-yard line. I think the receiver thought he was going to the end zone and just missed it. You're right.
Wasn't really close at all. We haven't talked about Dylan O'Banks much. 5'9", 170 from Maybrook, New York. Probably a Yankee fan. Marlboro Central High School, New York. And if he's like me, a Yankee fan, he is very, very disappointed this year. Second down and 10. O'Banks, play fake. They throw it out, bubble screen, and the Cats are waiting at the gate. Yep. Bang. Get right there and stop. Look at that. Watch this replay. And Craig, look, dissect this thing.
Just a swing out pass out there, a little slip screen to the wide receiver. Do a good job of knocking it down. The number 5 for the Wildcats come in there. Jaron Rainey, and finishes it off.
You see it in the ball game blitz replay there. Look at that. It's going to be third down. Remember, just 23% on the year on third down conversions. Third down and 9. 6:39 scoreboard. If you're watching the game or thought it might be working the video, we'll be working next week. Had some technical problems with that, but it will be working. Here's O'Banks looking, throwing. Picked off. Burns got this one. He may go. Burns midfield. 40, 35. Will he run out of gas? No. At the 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Burns and Cats.
Got it about the 35-yard line, a 65-yard return, plus or minus. We'll get it here on the replay to get exact numbers. Got it about the 32.
So that's going to be a 68-yard.
Yeah, 68-yard interception return for Darian Burns.
Burns, we'll talk about that the rest of his life.
Absolutely. He'll have a sign at the basketball game.
27-0. I was aggravating him yesterday at the in the cafeteria. 27-0, 6:18, and that makes up for the one that he picked off earlier. That's the third pick six the Cats have had in the 2 games this year. Here's the holder. Johnson will set it down for Welch. Welch is up. He's only missed 1 all year, and it stays just like that. Good. 28-0 Bethel with 6:18 left in the first stanza. Back after this 30 as you watch on Worthy Road Studios and Boxcast and the Bethel Network, along with listening on WEIO 100.9. Stay with us, everybody.
Man, I was waiting for your snapback ball. It's good. I was waiting for that one.
And talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan
get them all
situation.
together and get me the names
Holly Credit Union.
on a piece of paper.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing
I'm going to
Lender.
give
Visit
them to
Holly
the
Credit
PA
Union
guy,
of
and y'all go
Paris.
down after the band performs. Well, Austin Childers is back in the house. He and Derek Hubble keeping things together here. I like to aggravate. And here is Bethel to kick it off, and it's 28-0. A little warm down there, isn't it, Austin? Says it's 79 degrees, but I said a moment ago it feels hotter, I bet, down there, right? Okay. Well, Craig Lund, we keep saying it, not beating a dead horse, but my goodness.
You know, it's fun to call ball games, but at some point you have to look for the positive on both sides. And right now, St. Andrews had a good drive going, just made a bad decision right there by the quarterback.
Yeah, they really had the running game going there pretty well.
They did.
Here's the kick, and it's going to sail back into the end zone again. Tim Sharp, the referee, says, guys, just set it down here. We're going to play from scrimmage. 6:18. Next week, Cats here. 1 o'clock will be the kickoff time. 12:30. Bluefield will come calling, and Derek Hubble and you and I both, Craig, we remember Dino Cackless. He's an assistant with Bluefield. Be good to see Dino and Nicole in the game, won't it?
And remember, I won't be here next Saturday.
That's right.
I have work duties for Bethel. I work at Bethel. Folks don't know. I actually am employed by the university in another role, and I've got to be in Murfreesboro next weekend. So I kind of upset I'm not going to get to see Coach Cackless.
Well, we will miss you. O'Banks in that shotgun. Hands off. Running back again. He's got some good legs up to the 35. Boy, he's popped there.
And I want to get the proper
That's
number.
a new running back, wasn't it? Yeah, that's 31 carrying at that time. Excuse me, that's Seagraves carrying it. Watch the replay here, Craig, and dissect for the folks watching.
Just power off the right side. He pulled the guard and tackle, and boom, number 5 for the Wildcats. Rainey in there again. Nice hard hit, but a good run by the Knights right there.
You folks on radio, just take my word for it. That hurt me seeing that.
Absolutely did.
1st and 10 at the 35. The Knights have it down 28-0. 5:45 still in the first. O'Banks in trouble. Dancing back there, and he's knocked down and tackled for a sack. And that's going to be a tackle that time by
Kedrick
Walker,
number 31. And again, that looked like a busted play to me. It looks like he didn't want to do what he was doing. Yeah, you say he just starts scrambling. There was something, a misdirection or a play right there by the Knights, and he has nowhere to go.
The only thing that scared me that time, for the folks that can watch the game, that's watching with us, he almost got him around the helmet too much, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. Could have got called for that horse collar right there.
2nd down and 14. I think it's a good no call, though. I would say that even if it was on the other side. Old Glory flying down to our right. Traffic on University Parkway. A little light right now. In motion, they have a man running that way, and they're going to go. I thought they're going to go with the jet sweep, but they don't. They go back to Seagraves. He gets the yards he lost back up to the 40, 35, and that's it.
Tackle made by, I believe, number 31, Kedrick Walker for the Wildcats.
It amazes me how Christopher and the gang here can do these replays so quick. It's just amazing, isn't it? So it's going to be 3rd and 10. The Cats lead the game 28-0 with 4.5 left in the first. If you're late getting here and just joining us, well, you've missed a lot. No, don't turn around and go home. Come on out. We need your support. And the Cats, well, we had the Blitz on in Hamilton. Hamilton's like Derek Hubble in the cafeteria. That last bit of meal, he said, no, I'm going to get that. Just forgive me. You know, Hubble is a member of a breakfast club here that every 4th day it's your day to pay. 2 weeks in a row, Hubble has failed to appear on his day, his 4th day.
That's just shocking.
3rd down and 5. Although I will say this in all honesty. Austin and I went out to eat with him at the new restaurant Sunrise, is that it? And he bought our meal the other day. 3rd down and 5. It was really good, too.
Was that the lunch special on sale?
They had the lunch special. 3rd down and 5. And Bethel's jumped again. Well, they didn't call it this time.
No, they didn't.
Here's a fly pattern, and it's almost intercepted, and the receiver had to come back. That time, Cook Jr. had to come back and keep that from being intercepted. Gilbert had his paws on it. I'm shocked that they didn't call. I thought Bethel jumped.
They absolutely did. They were in neutral zone when the ball was snapped. You're right. The receiver becomes a defensive back right there.
This is a good officiating crew. By the way, the chain gang, Thomas Sharon, a personal friend of mine, Craig Driscoll, Scott Courtwright, Josh Mayo, and Miles Mayo, the chain gang today. We need to get them some airtime. Tom Yarbrough is our producer-director. He's got his feet propped up back in the studio. 28-0 your score. Bethel just annihilating this Knight team thus far. They've showed some promise the last couple of possessions, though. Here's Gilbert backtracking. Got it over his shoulder at the 20. He'll come this way at the 25, on his feet to the 30. 35, 40, 45. Got a sea of blockers in front of him. He's at the 35 to 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. No flags. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cats.
I think they're going to mark him out at the 5, Dave.
Mark him out at the 5. They did. I'm telling you, the guy that made that play was Darian Lewis. And the reason he made the play, he did not block in the back down here. Watch this. Now watch Lewis, number 44, coming your screen here. Watch this. He did a good job not blocking in the back. And there's a good block there. And he tight roped the sideline, didn't he, Craig?
He sure did. Just a wall of purple right there to lead the way for him. And I thought he stepped out right there about the 28, but they didn't call it there, and they call it right there at the 5. Lost his shoe going in there.
And it's going to be at the 5-yard line after the big return by Gilbert. At the 5, it's 1st and goal. Who's going to get the call this time? Collazo gives it to the running back. Man, he just walks in the end zone. Got a hand on him. That's about it. And carrying it in is Mitchell Faulkner, his 2nd touchdown. And the Cats lead the game now 34-0.
Just sheer dominance on that offensive line against that defensive front for the Knights. That push right there and that hole opened up, I could have ran through that.
No doubt about it. 2nd touchdown run of the day by Faulkner. This one from 5 yards out. 1-play drive after the big return by Gilbert. Where did Gilbert? At the 20 he caught that ball, so he returned that thing.
75?
75 yards. My goodness. Your math is better than mine. Here's Welch in to attempt the PAT. Snap back, ball down, kick up. The SID team likes when I do that, and it's good. And it's 35-0. Little John Ward for you there. Let's come back right after this. 30. That's just for you, Craig. Back after this on the Bethel Football Network.
getting some noise from the mix.
Per day,
You-
Carroll
you-
Bank and Trust is proud to offer
Been getting
mobile
what?
banking that allows you
You-
to bank
you okay?
on the go and make
talking to me?
banking convenient for you. The mobile
Okay.
app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank and Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule.
You tell them
Carroll
what we're
Bank and
doing
Trust,
at
equal housing
halftime.
lender, member
Austin's going to go down with
Always
y'all,
online at
and
carrollbank.com.
Mr. Chappell is going to go down as well.
Welcome back. The Cats lead this one 35-0 with 3:54 to go in the first.
There you go. How are you?
Kickoff
Good to
return
see you.
goes down to the 5, and then number 24, Mitchell Faulkner, takes it the rest of the way on the first play after the return. Cats lead 35-0, 3:54 to go in the first for the Wildcats. The Knights had a good little drive going and then throw the interception in the drive before that, and then the Cats take advantage. Here's the kickoff. And again, this one might get a return.
That is going to be returned this time, a couple of yards deep in the end zone. It's coming out of there with it up to the 15-yard line and knocked down at about the 17, 18-yard line. It's bringing it back that time. Anthony Robertson, the wide receiver from Sanford, North Carolina, Southern Lee High School. Well, it's been field position all Bethel, and when they haven't had it, they've had big plays, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Tackle right there by number 32, Brylan Jordan. And I'll tell you one thing I'm noticing on Coach Jasper's roster when I'm calling out these names, freshman.
Sure, yep, no doubt about it. And a young team that's struggling right now, but they'll get better, and we wish them the best, just not today, of course, but Bethel didn't have to have any luck right now, 35-0. I'm watching the 18-wheeler come in. You can't see it on your screen, but we can from the press box, and he's probably going, uh-oh, I picked a bad day to deliver.
Bad day to deliver some Chick-fil-A or
Yeah,
whatever.
no doubt about it. So the ball will be at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10 there for the Knights out of Laurinburg, North Carolina. You ever been to Laurinburg?
Never been to Laurinburg. Been to Lumberton, North Carolina, down there around Myrtle Beach.
Been a bunch of places, but never there. Here's the handoff, far side right. Running that football will be Carpenter. Carpenter hit. And, boy, other than a few plays with Robertson running it earlier, Bethel shut the door all day on that, haven't they? Here's the replay.
Rainey comes flying in there, slows him down just enough right there, and then number 8, Jalen Beasley, comes in and finishes it off for the Wildcats.
Sure did. Beasley, outstanding pursuit that time. Didn't take for granted that his teammate would knock him down. Beasley, by the way, is a transfer from Marshall University. So it's going to be 2nd down and 12. Cats have dominated the game, leading 35-0 in the first. Throw it out here in the flat, caught, and the receiver catches it and struggles. Good effort, but the Cats have 3 people on him and unable to go anywhere as receiver Pierce, the tight end.
And again, Dave, right there on that play, a swing out pass to the wide receiver. Number 8 comes in for the Cats, Beasley. He disrupts it, and a host of 3 other jerseys come there for the Wildcats and makes the tackle.
That's a loss for a couple of yards. It's 3rd and 15 now.
You know, a lot of times you hear coaches talk about you don't necessarily have to make the tackle, but if you can disrupt a play where your teammates can come around and finish it off, you've done your job, and that's what happened right there.
It took me over 2 minutes last night at halftime to do the scoring recap in the TCA high school game. It's going to take longer than I think at halftime today. 35-0. Here is O'Banks rolling back, wanting to throw. Throws incomplete and knocked down. I think getting a hand on it was that
Cortez Eatman.
Eatman, yeah.
Eatman.
I mean, from Jasper, Alabama, University of West Florida transfer. Well, the Cat defense does their job again. Coaching staff has to be thrilled with what they're seeing right now.
So far, I would say so. And Eatman right there, if he's another half a step, he catches that ball. He's picked 6 back to the end zone.
They're playing number 7 or number 8 today. Last week, how about this schedule? They played number 9, Lindsey Wilson, was beaten in that game 51-14. I didn't watch the film of that, but, I mean, they held in there for a while. Here's the punt. Nice punt. Driving Eatman back inside his 35. And he's going to just stop for a moment. Everyone freezes. He should not have stopped. He's tackled. Nice play downfield, special teams wise.
Tackle by number 38, Braxton Blocker. And I'll tell you what he was doing. He was trying to let that pursuit kind of run by him. But 38 did a good job of sitting down and not letting him get outside of him, made that shoestring tackle right there.
Or made the stop, by the way,
yep.
If you're keeping a score at home. And if you're keeping a score at home, you need counseling. 2:08 left here in this first. Stan always likes when I do that line. 2:08. He bought my dinner last night, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure Stan's listening.
At the famous McDonald's in Brownsville.
There you go.
Smith back in there. Collazo uses him as a decoy and throws incomplete. He tried to hit that time. Was that intended, I think, to Kenny Williams?
Kenny Williams, only our second incomplete pass, I believe.
Yeah. Second and 10. Ball at the 31. Bethel leads the game. And now we have another one of our famous Shalinda's in here. And also, how about that? There's Derek Hubble's favorite SID assistant, Shante Emerson. And Sister Shalinda here as well. Here's the handoff. Smith coming right at us, and you see him up, cut it there, and he's hit hard. And he's very close, about a yard or two short of the first down, though. Watch the replay here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network.
Tackle was made by number 8, Lavarius Heath Lewis, for the Knights.
Made a nice cut there, but credit the Knights. They were there keeping him from getting the first down. Will this be the first time they've stopped Bethel? They stop him here on third down?
I think so. I know so, yeah.
Third down and 2. Collazo moves Smith up to his right, a little bit behind him. Gives it to Smith. Smith has the first down. He followed right in the middle of that pack that time and gets up to midfield. And that offensive line, especially when Taylor and Morales opening up that time, Davis and Strattle on there as well, and they have dominated this game first down.
Just ran a trap play. The guards from the backside pull to front side, and Smith falls it up through the hole right there for the easy first down pickup.
If you're just joining us, Craig, remember we talked about Smith. He came in here and I had almost 300 yards against us a couple of years ago at the University of Cumberland. He's a grad student. Here's the pass, wide open tight end, 30, 25, 20, 15, and catching that football and running it with authority is Jacob Bowles, the sophomore from Adamsville.
I'll tell you what, I know a lot about Jacob Bowles from my days from McKenzie because the Adamsville Cardinals had a great football team, and Jacob Bowles was a heck of a football player.
Almost beat Peabody last night. That would have been a shocker if Peabody opened up 0-4 local high school for you folks watching around the country. And it's going to be a first down for the Cats. The ball will be at the 15-yard line, hash mark left. 25 seconds in the first. Bethel knocking on the door, leading already 35-0. Hand off this time. That's Smith again. 5, and knocked out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
Tackle made by number 21, Jaden Stevens for the Knights.
Got the first down. I think they're going to mark him at the 3.
Did a good job of fighting off the block right here and coming upfield and making the tackle. Did Smith. Going to be right at the line.
Hand off Smith again. Crunches his way toward the end zone. Is he in? The Cats say yes, and yes it is. The official on the far side said, yep, touchdown Cats. And at the last play of the first quarter, Bethel has extended their lead 41-0. What was that, 3 yards out?
3 yards out, 41 points, extra point pending right here to go 42-0.
And how long that drive there? I failed to write it down a moment ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's at the 31, so it's a 69-yard drive.
69-yard drive.
Welch in to attempt the PAT. You see it on your screen there. And Johnson, the holder. Johnson did a good job getting that ball down, and that kick is up, and Welch knocks it through. It's 42-0 after the end of one. We'll take a 1-minute break this time. And the Cats dominating, and we'll come back with stanza number 2 right after this. On Worthy Road Studios, the BallGame Blitz, 100.9 in the Bethel Football Network.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com. Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
There's first quarter stats, Christopher. Well, the debut of Worthy Road Studios with us, and boy, did they pick a doozy to come up and do the first game.
Absolutely. A lot of scoring going on in this first half, or first quarter right here.
Here's the kick by Braden Johnson. and gathered in down here on the couple, 2 or 3 hops. That's going to be Robertson bringing it back, and he didn't get very far.
Now he just had to jump on top of it, kind of fumbled and fell on top of it, and they're going to have it at the 14-yard line to start the second period.
Robertson, number 85. Craig, you've got first quarter stats, and they're pretty well one-sided, aren't they?
They are. Bethel, 9 rushes for 110 yards, 146 yards passing. First downs, 9 to St. Andrews, 4. St. Andrews, 11 to 32 rushing yards, 15 yards passing. 10-5-1 the quarterback for them. Colazzo, 5 for 3 or 3 for 5.
Somebody look at those stats, they may say, well, that's not just as dominating, but it's not that dominating. But you remember his big plays and spiced in there a lot. Well, the ball will be at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's been by far their best running attack, but not much that time for the running back as he's knocked down there. And you can just credit about 3 or 4 of the Cats for the tackle, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a host of Wildcats right there in on that tackle.
Remember, this game pay-per-view right now, but you can watch the game. Chris will have that up later tonight on the archives on Worthy Road Studios. Okay, you can watch it for free. 42-0. We're 28 seconds into this second stanza. O'Banks on their quarterback with his running back, that being Daniels. Now he'll give it to Daniels in the flat out there, throw it to him. Daniels, good-looking player, 20, 25, 30, 35, and hustles his way to 38. There's no quitting that young man. But a flag is going to come back, Craig, I bet.
Yeah, it's going to come back. There's a hold on the interior line right there against the Knights.
I'm telling you, that was a really well-designed play by the Knights. And you get to the point. Was that a personal foul?
Personal foul, chop block.
Oh, my goodness. Had one of those last night. You don't see those quite as much anymore, but they're very dangerous, aren't they?
We had one call us on our defense.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that will move it back half the distance. It's going to remain 2nd down, and now it's going to go all the way back the chain gang across the way. They do a great job all the way back at about the 8-yard line. They've got to get to the 24, so it's going to be 2nd and 16.
And if you're the coaching staff on the other side, you have a good positive play right there, and then you have a penalty that offsets it and brings it back, so you can't get any momentum going to try to build on something.
We have football here today and soccer tonight at 5 and 7. Tell my wife I'd be home at midnight. It might be 2 or 3 a.m. Here's Banks. And that's no disrespect at all to soccer or to football. And nothing for Robertson. He's driven literally. And look at this play. And the guy leading the charge that time, Jerwin Young.
And they're going to give him forward progress at about the half-yard line, but he was driven back to the outside, back of the end zone right there.
The offensive line is dominated, and now this defensive line, they're just pinning their ears back, the old saying in football, and they're just feeling good about themselves,
well,
aren't they?
The thing is, the offense is posted 42. The defense's job is to make the other side make sure it stays 0.
Yeah,
so
no
they're going to take it personal and get this shutout right here.
Well, Burns does get one of those, 6 of those points in the 42, yep, on the interception return. Well, they send their best receiver far side left this time, that being Watson. Well, one of their best receivers, Watson out there, doubles, triples out there actually. Banks in the end zone, and barely, the pass is complete, but barely getting out of the end zone. The Cats wanted a safety.
They got to understand it's where you first make that initial contact.
Going to be at the 1. Cats are celebrating a safety, but that's not the case. I wish Jaron Rainey wouldn't do that dance. He's not very nice to look at right now, but he's celebrating. But Jaron, don't do that. Your future is football, son, not dancing. If he watches his replay, that's Diamond Dave telling you that. Well, they'll send back Diego back there.
Cats is going to get fantastic field position
if he steps one little mini step back, he's out of the, and he does a good job getting that way on a low snap. Gilbert has it at the 40. Gilbert to the 35, looking for a block. He's at the 30, twisting and turning and diving his way to the 25. And Craig Lund, you knew they'd get great field position. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
At the 25-yard line, tackle made by number 30 for the Knights, Xavier Bolden right there. Our returner tried to take it up the middle. I wish he tried to bounce it outside and use that speed. He may have got the edge on the far side over there.
Emma Klein back with us. Emma's a gal that she and the guys and Kennedy and Claire, they're responsible for all of our media passes. Yeah, look sharp. Austin did them, and she didn't like Austin's design, so she did them herself. Yeah. It's going to be 25-yard line. Danica Brown, when our work study's in the house with us, she's enjoying some food. You know, the thing about doing games, everyone gets to eat except me. So I'm going to do what I always do, order a plate from someone here at halftime. Yeah. Eric Leach, the new commissioner of the league, is going to join us at halftime. We'll salute the 2013, some of the class of the SID class. That was one of my favorite classes. Going to do that at halftime. Derek Jones and the Renaissance Band will perform. They do a great job. New quarterback?
I think the Cats just got penalized for the old sideline
violation. Okay. Colazzo's still in there. So the ball has moved back now to where the 25 is back to the 30, right?
Yeah.
36. So it was at the 26, so they mark off 10 yards. Colazzo looks. The lefty wheels and deals downfield, and it is incomplete. Credit the defense. They did just enough job to keep that from being caught by Will Sicker.
I think Jordan McCall, number 23, the defensive back, he just throws his hands up and tries to knock it down. And what he did, he shields the eyes. Legal play, and did a great job defensively.
Yeah, I did it legally. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was an outstanding defensive player. Sicker's going to march in for the touchdown. Nice thrown ball by Colazzo, but just the defense. Okay. So it's going to be second down and 10. Hand off, running the ball to the 20 or make it 35. Not much there that time for Jordan Kaysen, the running back from Watertown, Tennessee.
Played pretty well by St. Andrews right there. They just stretch it out.
Sure did.
51, Terrell Milligan comes in and makes the play right here.
Pick up about 3, so it's third down and 7 now.
We lost our contain on the inside right there. They were able to get free and string it out to the sideline.
Colazzo's still in there, but he's got Kaysen in there. Secker's in there. Wide out here to the near side is Jalen Taylor. Dixon's still out there, and then the slot will be Avant Burris. Any other team, Burris would be a superstar, but Dixon gets so many balls thrown to him. Here's Colazzo looking, plenty of time. And he flashes out here, and not much. Maybe a few yards down to about the 30. It's going to be fourth and about 4 or 5 yards.
They called it incomplete, Dave.
Did they call it incomplete?
They called it incomplete.
Well, the ball's at the 33. And if they go for a field goal with Welch, and I think they are, he's on the field.
50-yarder.
It'd be a 50-yarder. They'll set it back. It's at the 33, so they'll set it back to the 40. And the hash mark left, he'll attempt a 50-yard field goal, and the Cats are going to talk about it. While they talk about it, we'll talk about our sponsors. And we'll let you hear these treats and back right after this with the Cats leading 42-0, 11-28 in the second half or second quarter. Stay with us, everybody.
You've been listening to Bethel University Wildcat Sports on.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
Welcome back. Cats lead us from 42-0, 11:28 to go in the second quarter. Yes, 11:28 to go in the second quarter, 42-0. The Cats have it on the Knights' 33-yard line. Getting ready to punt it out of here.
So they decide not to go for the field goal. Long snapper in this case is Lyle.
You know, I would have liked to have seen us attempt that field goal
I
right
would
there.
Too. I would too.
Comfortable lead.
Not any wind at all. So,
right.
Yeah. Wonder why Mike decided not to. Maybe just he's already leading 42-0.
Yeah.
Yep. Johnson will boot it away or punt it away from about his 45 once he gets a foot in it. They have no one back to return the punt, they being the Knights.
Maybe trying to draw them offside right here to get closer for the field goal attempt.
Well, and right now the three-man front keeping their discipline for knowing they know that Bethel's probably going to try to draw away. Probably be a 5-yard penalty before this is over, and the play clock expires. There is a good Lord, no doubt, whether the play clocks are working or not. But when the play clocks are working here, I feel a lot better about things.
I do too. And I think right here, two things happen. Coach says, okay, so if you give us 5, we may attempt it. You back us up 5, just gives us more room to punt the football out.
You attend a lot of the games. Hubble's been up here with me a lot of games, and we hold our fingers and cross our fingers in years past with the play clocks, didn't we, Hubble? 42-0. He has no kind of problem with that in tennis. You know, his tennis kids love him, though. They just adore him. Got to talk to those kids. Here is Johnson. We'll punt it away. See if he can get it to die, and it's going to be down at the. No, I think it's. Well, did they knock
we
it
got
out?
it.
Yeah. How about watch this replay? And Christopher will ring this up and watch this play and this effort by Bethel. Watch this, Craig Lund. You folks watching. Doesn't get any better than this.
It does. And 3 or 4 casts down there and bobble it around, finally kill it.
I thought we were going to fall in the end zone here one time. Who's the first guy down there? He flipped it behind his back. The third guy did. We actually had 3 guys down there. The guy that flipped it behind his back was Markel Crawford. The time is at 11:15, sir, on this AstroTurf of the Bethel Wildcat Stadium. Well, O'Banks he's had some poor field position. The ball will be at the 2-yard line, 1st and 10. He bobbles, drops it, picks it back up, wants to run. He's going to run here to the near side, and he's going to get outside and made something happen on nothing there. Gets a few yards.
Pressure by number 93 for the Wildcats, Anthony Shipton. On the drop pass, he comes out, or drop snap. Shipton even running out of bounds.
Yeah, 4 yards up to the 6-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and a long 6. Clock running with 11:08 here in the first half. Cats have the 3-man front. Moving around a little bit, adjusting. O'Banks back in his end zone, dancing, throwing, caught. Receiver catches it and gets up to about the 12. He's going to be I think he's going to be about a yard short, but got it at the 11. No, they say first down. Excuse me.
2 Cats had him. He was able to slip both of them. Finally, Brody Franks comes in there and finishes it off, number 25 for the Cats.
I'm telling you, Bethel's played so well. You got to think St. Andrews is better than what they played. I mean, they've had some positive plays in this game, and that was one of them right there, and they're keeping their composure pretty well. Well, it's 1st and 10 at the 12. Got just enough. Hand off, running back. That's a new back in there to the 15-yard line, hit hard.
But
that was Seagraves that carried it. Yep.
Franks on the stop right there. Had him hit in the backfield. He was able to spin out of it and get some positive yardage.
Next to Tennessee, it's 16 states represented on this team this year, and next to Tennessee, Alabama has the most. And that's sort of been a history in years past. And
officials timeout.
Yeah, we had a young man that that's coming off the field there. Anthony Shipton. And they'll have to go up and clean that up a little bit.
Yep.
Good housekeeping award by the trainers here. And you hate to see that, but the heat and just Shipton's really played well, exerting himself, and picks up about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7, but
it's just one of those things. A young man gets sick out there, and the trainers go out there and do the best they can, but you just got to play through it.
Not much you can do.
Yeah.
Well, 10:06. It's been the Cats putting up points. They lead 42-0. The Renaissance Band will perform at halftime under the tutelage of Dr. Derek Jones. I always think of Dr. Jay Julian of the Pride of the Southland Band.
It's going to be cranked up today on Rocky Top. First home game of the year for the Balls.
They'll be fanatical up there, won't they? Well, probably going to be a little warm in Knoxville, too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We have a personal friend that plays for Vandy now, and they're at Wake Forest today.
That ought to be a pretty good ball game.
Should be a good game. I'd like to see Vandy win that. Well, Coach Brewer's going out there. Coach Brewer's going to try to help clean things up. He hasn't done this much cleaning in his entire life. And they've got all sorts of things out there trying to get the substance up.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean, it's not like a court or basketball court or something where you can get a mop out there and take care of it. Just do what you can do and play on.
Tell him next time, son, just try to stay in one place and kneel down where it can't be seen as much either, bless his heart.
That's right.
O'Banks back there, that's shotgun. He has Seagraves to his right. Seagraves comes out, and they want to throw it. It's picked off.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a quick pick 6 that time, and it's picked off by Javante Carter, sophomore defensive back from Mobile, Alabama. And it gets to be a tougher day, and I'm not sure who he was looking at, but Carter knew he was looking at. And what did he gather in, about the 20?
Yeah.
Let's look at the replay.
They just showed it. And
Christopher, can we see that replay again one more time? Is that possible? Look at Christopher. On demand, boy, he just comes right up. And let's see where he picked it off here, you folks watching. At about the 18.
Yeah.
18-yard pick six.
And again, he threw it right to him. It's almost like he was looking for him, but maybe that was another miscommunication right there.
Carter picks it off, and the Cats lead it now 48-0. Tack on the PAT. Claire says it's good, and I say likewise. 49-0, all Bethel, with 9:57 still left in the first half. 18-yard pick six by Javante Carter, the young man from Mobile, Alabama. Back after this 30 with Bethel dominating the game here in the season opener at home. Stay with us, everybody.
One of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
Tom Yarbrough is our producer director on the radio side. Christopher Reason's doing that on the video side, assisted by Paul Schultze, who had to leave to go to do some union duties. Adriana Hicks, Eric Inman, and Olivia Barlow.
Our scoreboard, there it comes. It came back on. It flashed back on. And it flashed back off.
And it's gone off again. Well, it's 49-0. Let's see if they can get that corrected.
You guys okay up there?
The scoreboard has, we're okay here. The scoreboard is gone on the blink.
The scoreboard is gone. The scoreboard is gone.
So what are we going to do in this case? Keep it on the field if we can't get it back right.
They're working on it, though, we're told.
Whole new half, it looks like.
Now they've got it back to 9:57. Good job there by Mr. Childers and the gang.
There we go.
Barry Capps down there along with the other compadres. Deshaun's down there. He'll straighten them out.
That's right.
49-0.
And it's back up now.
So, Braden Johnson to kick it away. We do not need any problems with the scoreboard right now with a 49-0 game. You don't need them anytime, especially 49-0. Well, let's see if Anderson gets his hands on it this time. He's been their guy that they won't bring it back, or make it Robertson, excuse me. And Robertson's going to field it, or try to. It's a loose ball, and Bethel may have got that thing. Let's wait and see. And who got it?
Bethel got it, number 47.
Bethel got it. Boy, oh boy. Robertson came up, bobbled it, never really got a good handle on it, and coming up with it is Samari Lewis.
Just great hustle play right here by the Cats. High kick, lets them get downfield on the coverage. A bobble by the Knights.
Great hustle.
And Lewis able to get it and not go out of bounds with it.
Good officiating, too, by the official. He's right on top of that in great position, too, wasn't he? No, not onside, just recovered.
It'll be it's a fumble. I mean.
Yep. Fumble by 85.
Yeah.
Robertson. Colazzo, we're helping Hubble out here on the stats. Colazzo in the gun. Hands it to Smith. Smith stiff arms his way for a couple of yards and then gets more. All the way down inside the 10. And that from the 13-yard line. 47 recovered at Hub. That's Samari Lewis, 47.
Tackle right there made by number 21, Jaden Stevens.
Boy, Smith is a hard runner. He's got good, quick feet, too, doesn't he?
Sure does. One of our trainers running some crutches over to the sideline for the Knights. That's not all a good sign.
Good grief. It's just been a tough day for St. Andrews. Got a feel for them right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Bethel's clicking all cylinders, and they're struggling. You combine those two things together, and you get a 49-0 game with 9:37. At the 13-yard line's where it started. And number 13, Colazzo, awaiting the snap. Gives it to Smith. Smith crunches his way. He needed to get down to about the 4, and he didn't get there. He gets to about the 5. It's going to be third down in a yard.
Well, give credit right there to the Knights defensive line because Smith is going in behind his offensive lineman, and he just kind of hit a big wall right there of purple. So the defensive line pushed back a little bit and stood us up.
Yeah, don't get this wrong. These kids are playing hard.
Oh, absolutely.
They're really playing hard. And we're not just saying that to say it. I mean, they are. Mitchell Faulkner's the tailback now, and the pistol behind Colazzo. Singles each way. Third down and a yard and a half, just outside the 5. They give it to Faulkner. Faulkner He gets the one he needed. He gets 2 or 3 more than he needed, and he gets the 6. It's touchdown, Cats.
That same play again. Watch the guards and tackle pull right here. No, that's just man helmet on helmet. He just goes off the left side and walks into the end zone for the Wildcat score.
Faulkner's 3rd rushing touchdown of the day at the 8:50 mark makes it 55-0, and the PAT forthcoming by Welch.
You know, when you get in these type games, and I'm sure Coach Jasper will start subbing in throughout the game. You can't tell your kids to lay down. You know, don't try to score. You just play your game and let the chips fall where they may.
Snap back, ball down, kick into the north end zone. It sells true, and it's 56-0. Bethel with 8:50 still left in the half. We're back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
I got to write this. Read about the game later tonight at BethelAthletics.com. It will be probably late tonight with 2 soccer matches to follow. Dave McCulley, Craig Lund, and a host of superstars up here around we little guys. But, Craig, 56-0. Bethel scored in almost every fashion you can score right now.
Defense, offense, special teams. Who hasn't scored yet? What have we not scored on? What team?
And again, no disrespect, but you look up, you think it's the 4th quarter. It's 8:50 left in the half.
It is, and you got to realize they're playing the number 8 team in the country with a lot of returners, with a lot of depth, and it's showing right now.
And I'd like to see the 7 in front of us right now today. I think we'd have a good chance to get any of them. Now here's returner back up to about the 30.
Took it at the 11. Tackle made by number 7, Avante Burris for the Wildcats.
Cobb brought it back, and it's going to be 1st and 10 there for the Knights.
8:42 to go before half. All Cats, 56-0.
Our entire staff has walkie-talkies today. We hear them throughout the day, and then none of them have gone by what I told them to go by. Wildcat 1 to Wildcat 2 to Wildcat 3. But time, ladies and gentlemen, with Derek Hubble, 8:42. Well, it's going to be now at the 29, 1st and 10, as Craig told you a moment ago. And that's going to be 28, and the ball pops out of there.
Fumbled the ball.
And it is run by Daniels. Did they say he was down?
No, they give it to the Cats.
And Bethel's going to come up with a fumble recovery, I think. Tim Sharp is stepping in. They've not told us yet. And it's going to be...
I think they're going to bring back the defense.
I think they are, too. I think they say he was down.
Now, the other thing...
Well, watch the replay again. Chris, let's see that again, Chris Reasons. I'm sorry. I've got to train myself to watch Chris's great quick work. Here's the handoff to Robertson. He's hit. And I couldn't tell, Craig. Could you tell?
Yeah, I think he was down.
Yep.
I think he was down.
Yeah, I think the ground caused the fumble, didn't it?
Absolutely. And, of course, you know, we do have the replay this year to challenge.
Yeah, the replay tent is down in the north end zone. And that's something new in addition to the Mid-South Conference this year. It's been tried by several other conferences before this, and you'll see the white hat. And so let's see if we can get our camera down to the end zone. You'll see the tent down this way. And
that's where they're going.
Go to the replay tent if we could on our video. You folks listening to us on 100.9, take our word for it. He may not be able to get it around there because there is a tough angle for him.
Right.
There it is. Oh, I'm telling you.
Wow.
You ask Worthy Roach to do something, and, man, they're good, aren't they?
Top notch.
You see Tim Sharp down at the table and all the gizmos that involve with the replay. Brett Peterson and some of the guys that put this thing together for Bethel, along with Austin Childers. Mike Jasper and I was in that meeting. We were both on our phones, so we had no idea what was going on. So they're going to replay it. I think the replay is going to come back and hold true that the ground forced the fumble.
Yeah, I do too, because it looked like he was down. The ball flew out. Maybe his knee was down, but I think the Knights are going to retain possession right here on this possession, this fumble.
I'm looking around at Bridget and Haley Golan. They don't look a day older than they did 10 years ago when they were here. I'm telling you. Hubble, would you agree? Now, Kelby looks he's a little older.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming.
You knew that was coming. 32-yard line. We're waiting to see the 2013 SID, some of the crew is back, and we thought we'd honor them today here at halftime. We're going to do that. Now, you guys made sure you got something to eat, didn't you? Okay, great. All right, 32-yard line. Now, this group, Haley's the only one that's an aunt, I believe. You're not an aunt, are you? I know you're not an uncle. Aunt Haley, her sister. Yeah, okay. All of these assistants, by the way, have gone on to be real successful. Well, it paid off.
Going to be second down Knights.
Right. Be second down. That's a pickup about 3. Second down and 7. 8:35 left in the first half. 56-0 Bethel. I'll have to go. You know now why I brought the record book.
Absolutely.
I bring it every game. By the way, the new online version of the Bethel Media Guide is online right now. Go to BethelAthletics.com and so here's O'Banks. He's gone the distance, and Bethel jump. That time coming across too soon was T.J. Hart, the freshman.
Well, we talk about what, the coaches must have to be happy with the performance so far. I know one talk we're going to have at halftime. It's going to be about watching that football and jumping in the neutral zone. Is that 4 now?
We've done that 4 times today, yep.
And one they didn't call.
Yeah, and that was certainly one they missed.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Good point, Craig. Craig, enjoy working with you. I mean, It's like we work together, and we've never worked together, have we?
Have not.
Second down and 2. 56-0 Bethel. 3-man front for the Cats defensively. O'Banks in the pocket, stays there, throws, and sitting down with the receiver, catching at the 47 for the first down. Good play.
Good play.
First and 10.
Good coverage by the Wildcats, too, though. He gets the first down, but as soon as he catches it, he's corralled by 3 Cats, and they drop him.
Nothing fancy about that. He just ran down about 8 yards and turned and just settled down and waited for the pass, didn't he?
He sure did.
First and 10, Knights. 8 minutes here in this first half. Next week, Bluefield. Airtime, 12:30. Kick 1. Robertson, nothing there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, if he did that. And who made the stop, Craig?
Number 56, Nelson Lewis.
Hart had a little bit of piece of it, too. And Nelson Lewis, the senior from Moultrie, Georgia, Tusculum. A lot of transfers on this team this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, again, just taking advantage of the opportunities given here by the Wildcats. These transfers come in and are making an impact.
11-1, and Bethel lost a lot of players from last year, but they just had people in the depth chart and then brought in some new faces and filled those holes. Second down and 10. Here's the pass and dropped. Should have been caught, but he had people around him.
Just a quick hitter right there with a drag route coming across the middle at the 50. Just couldn't pull it in.
Sure didn't. So it's going to be third down and 10. 7:17 left here. Well, I have 2 bits of bad news. I haven't eaten yet. Everyone else has, and now we're just told they're out of food. 56-0.
Hubble's over here eating all kind of Chick-fil-A, though.
Normally, one of my kids goes and gets me something, but they've dropped the ball today. 56-0, 7:17. Clock arrested. Did Claire hear me say that?
Yeah.
Here's O'Banks dropping, throwing, and turning around at the last second to make a remarkable catch. That's a great catch. And it's caught by Pierce. That's a wonderful catch by Pierce.
It was a great catch. He kind of caught it from behind on his back hip and was able to pull it in.
31-yard line. And, boy, he just turned around.
Sure
32.
did.
Just turned around in time, didn't he?
Sure did. Tackle made, I believe.
Deepest penetration they've had today?
26.
First and 10 at the 32. Hash mark left for you folks listening on the radio side. 6:45 clock running. Bethel leading 56-0. O'Banks, a little guy back there. Hands it to his running back. And stood up this time is Daniels. I think I've called him Robertson a couple of times. I apologize. Bethel hustling in. A defender, Randall Foster, is coming in.
Tackle made by 44, Darian Lewis for the Wildcats.
Here replaced Goldberg. That's the other thing about this Bethel team. On both sides, offensive and defensive, more depth than I can remember in a long time. 6:15, clock running, and I'll tell you this. The Knights are sort of taking their time even on this drive, aren't they? I mean, they're trying to shorten this thing a little bit.
Absolutely.
15 seconds still on the play clock. 2nd and 8 from the 30, the Bethel 30. Play fake. Obanks looks. Obanks on the fly pattern down in the end zone. Incomplete. Great effort, but really good defensive play as well. Incomplete.
Yeah, great defensive effort right there by the D-back for the Cats, number 10, Marquise Taylor.
Taylor, young man from Atlanta. He's a University of West Georgia transfer. 3rd down and 8. Well, the Knights went up top and went for pay dirt. Didn't pay off. Cloud cover coming in, cooling it off a little bit here. 5:55. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Thank you, guys and gals.
The class
Absolutely.
of 13.
The class of 13 comes through when my class of 23 dropped me. 3rd down and 8.
Claire dropping down on her duties.
It's 3rd down and 8, 5:54 left in the first half.
Is Claire a senior this year?
Claire's a senior.
You just got knocked down to a junior.
Here's the pass caught, and that's caught that time by Watson, young man from Kingston, New York. There's a lot of kids from all over the country on this team, but most of them North Carolina, South Carolina, but some New Yorkers, Floridians, South Carolina. I mean, it's sort of spiced in there. It's Laurinburg, North Carolina, yeah.
Well, in today's game, you have to recruit across the country.
You really do, whether you're NCAA or NAI.
Now, if you live in
4th down and 2.
If you live in Texas or Florida, you got a big advantage.
You can stay at home for some of them, but and of course at the big leagues, the new rules have changed things, haven't they?
Absolutely.
4th and 2. Now it's going to be timeout, Bethel. Timeout. The Cats need one. I do as well. 5:12 left here in the half. Bethel leads 56-0. 4th and 2 from the Bethel 24. The Knights hoping to change things a little bit. We're back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Doggone it. Did you forget to call 811 before you started digging? 811 is free, easy, and the law. 811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines
Claire, take note.
Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig.
Do better.
We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility
Everything
District.
okay, Hub?
Welcome back to Wildcat football. Wildcats lead 56-0. 5:12 to go before the half. The Knights have it 4th down and 2. Ball on the Wildcat 29-yard line.
The Cats, 7 home games this year, Craig. That's almost unheard of, but 7 here at the house, and that's a big advantage for you. Of course, Lindsey Wilson will close out the regular season coming here the last week of the season, and it sort of looms how big that game might be if both of these teams keep winning. Of course, there's a lot of football to play before then.
There is, but that Lindsey Wilson game seems to always kind of set the postseason a little bit.
Sure
and decide a champion in the conference.
Cumberland's Kentucky 2-0 thus far. Bethel 1-0, about to be 2-0. Georgetown's 1-0. Lindsey 1-0. Cumberland, Tennessee 1-1. Faulkner 0-1, and Campbellsville, Kentucky, who's really struggled. New coach now 0-2. But the Cats, along with Lindsey Wilson on their heels at number 9. Cats number 8. Northwestern, by the way, is number 1. And Kaiser, who knocked us out of the season last year, they're number 2 right now. Georgetown number 21 in the polls. Well, big play here. 4th down and 2 at the Bethel 24. They go with a power backfield, and Banks is going to throw a little floater out here, and it's incomplete.
Wow. Had an opportunity right there, the little tight end coming off the edge and just couldn't make the play. He was open, just overshot him a little bit.
Fortner, 5'9", 195, not your typical tight end, but had a chance to catch it, but couldn't come up with it. Surprised by the play call?
A little bit. You know, you're 4th down and 2. Maybe trying to catch the Wildcats in sleeping mode if we're going to jam up inside because you figure a run. So we try to dip it outside, just not there. I think I'd have rolled the dice and tried to ran the football and pick up that 1st down.
Again, I admire this Knight team. They're young and struggling, but they're still playing hard, and they had a good chance that time to go to no avail. 5:06 in the half. Got a new quarterback in there. Running the Wildcat now for the Cats, or in the shotgun, is Avon Rucker, quarterback from Riverdale, Georgia, West Virginia State University transfer. He'll hand it off, and it's going to be running the ball, Jordan Kaysen. And Kaysen may have got a yard or two, and that's about it.
I'm going to tell you what, Rucker right there hands it off, but he carries out his responsibilities, his sprints this way. Young man's got some feet on him. He's going to be able to take off with it.
No doubt about it. And Colazzo's more of the thrower. Now, he can run the ball, but Colazzo's more of the thrower. Rucker, if he had to come in and maybe a wildcat kind of deal, he'd be the guy, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. From that one play right there, I think so.
We'll tell you more about Rucker in just a matter of moments. 2nd down and 9, a pickup of about a yard to about the 25. dropping back the lefty. And there you see those feet, but great staying at home that time by the Knights, and they knock him down, and a good celebratory kind of move there that time by Mr. Milligan.
Milligan just says, I'm going to get this one. I got a little celebration to do, and very well deserved. Good play.
I like that. A lot of enthusiasm. His team way behind, but he's still playing hard and made a good play. Stayed right there at home. And it's a loss of a yard, so it's 3rd down and 10. The ball back to about the 24.
Milligan's a freshman, too.
Yeah, 4 minutes left in the half. If you're just joining us, you're 56 points too late. 56-0 Cats. Rucker, 6'2", 185 from Riverdale, Georgia. And now a flag. And getting a little too anxious that time. Number 90, that being, they changed the numbers on us. Let me find him. That's Adrian Findell.
Adrian Findell?
He had been wearing 68.
Gotcha.
3rd down and 5, make it almost 6.
Again, you see that guy jumping that neutral zone. If you're that center, it's an automatic snap to your quarterback.
He was 68, Hub. 3rd down and 6. Sorry, Craig. I'm trying to help Dr. Hubble out there.
Not a problem.
Rucker looks, being flushed out of the pocket. And it's going to be a hole on Bethel.
Yep.
Wasn't much of a hole, but just enough that's going to be a hole, and it's going to be on big number 50. That's Austin Jones, the senior from Huntland, Tennessee, and he got caught with his hand just too much on the jersey.
Too much in the cookie jar right there, going to back us up.
And unfortunately for him, Tim Sharp, the referee, was in great position, had an easy look at it. But wait a minute, what did they call?
Well,
they declined it.
They declined it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
What do you think about the new rule in high school where it's from the spot, the hole behind the line of scrimmage? You like it?
I'm not sure yet. Your thoughts?
Well, if you're an offensive guy, yeah, you love it.
Yeah, no doubt about it, yeah.
But then again, if you're an offensive guy and you're beat in the backfield, well, I'm
going
to grab you because
sure.
I'm not giving up that much.
Yeah, 4th down and a good 6.
Coaches like it, I assure you.
Sure. Here's Braden Johnson in to punt it. Johnson averaging, his longest is 54. He's averaging right at 40. And now the punt goes out of bounds across the 30 and sails out about the 28-yard line. Well, the Knights will take over there, so the Knights hold Bethel for the first time in a while. 3:20 left in the half, and the sun back out, temperature warming up, and the Cats have been clicking on all cylinders.
Sure have, and, I give Coach Jasper credit for subbing in some young guys right there before half. A lot of times coaches will wait till halftime, may bring the starters back out for that first series, just kind of set the tone for the second half. Coach Jasper says, let's go ahead and sub in right now and figure out what we're going to do at the half for the rest of the way.
We will tell you that the Soccer Masters tonight will be on our huddle camera. There will be no audio, but you'll be able to watch those games free tonight since we're going to the huddle camera, which is not as vivid as what Worthy Roads offers us. And the running back, maybe a yard to about the 30, I think, Craig. Nothing much.
Nothing much there, and tackled. I can't see the young man's jersey. 98, I think. Dave.
98 with a stop, Hub. That's Tyrone Johnson. 2nd down and 9. And pick up maybe a yard, and that's about it. And we're being very generous on that. O'Banks with the clock running down to 2:45.
Tried to get a quick snap right there and draw us off. Didn't work.
Bethel with a 3-down lineman. O'Banks, not a real tall guy. He's trying to look over those big bodies. Throws it out in the flat, and it's caught. That's going to be a catch by Walker, the fullback, out of the backfield. He gets it at about the 35 and 36, maybe 37. It's got to bring up 3rd and about 2.
Big target, too. 6'2", 245 is Walker.
Yep, no doubt. That's pretty good youngin', isn't it?
Yeah, tackle made by number 33 and 32 for the Wildcats, Markel Crawford and Brylan Jordan.
A little less than 2 yards, about 3rd and a true 1.5. Well, the 18-wheeler made it in. Now he's about to make it out. Good for him. 3rd and a yard. Here's the first down.
He got it.
Gathered that time by the running back. Bethel, sea of purple knocking him back. Led that time by Crawford and others. But a first down.
Run it right off the right side, enough for the first down. Move the sticks for the Knights.
1:49 left in the half. Soccer tonight, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Both Bethel teams undefeated, taking on Texas A&M Texarkana. Should be some good games. Their women are undefeated as well. Here's the handoff. And carrying it with good advantage is Seagraves again. Bethel's volleyball team played down at Rhodes yesterday, and they played Austin College. Guess what the mascot for Austin College is?
What?
The Roos, R-O-O-S.
R-O-O-S.
Short for kangaroos. A minute 15.
The Roos.
I asked Austin. He had no idea. I kept giving him hints. I said, okay, jump right into it. And if you use pouches, wintergreen pouches, he never did get it. I thought it was pretty good clues. Hubble would have got that. 2 second out in the yard, excuse me. Well, again, the Knights have something going a little bit. Here's a little pitch back. Seagraves coming this way, and he's not going to get anything. He lost a yard.
Yeah, that was going nowhere.
Great pursuit.
4 Wildcats right there, stretching him out. Number 21 runs him out of bounds for the Wildcats, Trayon Wash.
You take our word for it. If you're listening to the game, you folks watching, that had no chance. The pursuit was outstanding.
It was.
We're down to 50 seconds in the first half. Bethel leads 56-0. 42-0 at the end of one. 56-0 now.
Kind of cooled off the second period.
Yeah, it has. And the weather.
I'm talking about the Cats' offense.
That sun goes behind the clouds. It cools it off a little too for the fans. Here's a pass, and not a good pass thrown that time as the intended receiver, Seagraves, had to sort of turn his body to turn around to get it, and it's just not a well-thrown ball.
Yeah, and if you're the quarterback right there, you've got to make that pass. He's wide open. You got to hit him so he can turn it upfield and get what he can get before the pursuit comes and tackles him.
We mentioned old Banks. He's only good-looking kid, good-looking player, but he's only 5'9", 170. And you sort of wonder if he's having trouble seeing over those big linemen from time to time.
Doug Flutie-ish.
Yeah. He's not really big at all, is he? So it's 4th and a couple. I think they tried to draw Bethel off sides. I don't think they're going to snap this ball. Well, they do. Old Banks looks. I guess they're thinking, well, might as well. And here's a well-defended ball. Incomplete. Wash with it from Forest, Mississippi. And the Cats are going to get great field position now. We got a little skirmish going on down there.
Getting a little chippy.
Well, we're up 56-0. Bethel is. We don't need to be chippy.
No.
Don't do anything to get you thrown out of the game next week against a pretty good Bluefield team. Bluefield in the Appalachian League. Dino will come home. 39 seconds left, and be interesting to see what the Cats do here. We just take a knee and go into halftime.
Yeah, you would think you take a knee right here and take it into the half and make some adjustments, if any, and then come back out second half and let those young guys play a little bit more.
And I know what Derek Hubble would do. 2 receivers far side right, 1 here to the near side.
Looks like Jasper's going to take a shot.
Well, I guess so. Going to let Rucker have his glory. Rucker throws it downfield, and that ball is caught.
Wow.
Inside the 15-yard line. That's Will Secker, number 83, that caught it, Hub. And a great throwing ball by Rucker.
Was a great throwing ball, and he goes up, Sucker does, and pulls it down, or Secker, pulls it down over the D-back.
Craig, let me note that I'm going to let you handle it at halftime a little bit when I spend a couple of minutes with the 13 class, if you would.
Sure.
Here's Rucker. You can do the stats for me. Here's Rucker being flushed out of the pocket, being pursued. And we'll throw it the last second. And did Secker catch it? I couldn't tell. Did he catch that ball?
Going to mark him down.
At the 1?
Yeah, just at the goal line, just short.
Now the Knights are saying he didn't catch it. Here's the replay on it. Well thrown ball, especially while he's being pursued back there the way he was. And here's the throw. And Secker, outstanding catch. Great catch. Yeah, he did. Very close to even scoring. Rucker will hand it off. And here's Kaysen in the end zone. Bingo. Touchdown Cats at the horn. We scored. Bethel did at the end of the first quarter. And they score here at the half. And Bethel leads this game 62-0. And in to attempt the PAT Welch. I was watching the bench of the Knights over there. They're staring at Bethel's bench saying, really? You're still pouring it on. But you've got a backup quarterback. You've got a backup running back. You got a backup receiver. I mean, you can't blame those kids for trying that.
Absolutely. I mean, me being a Tennessee fan and back in the 90s with Spurrier will tell you, when we blow you out, I'm putting the second team in. We're working on stuff.
Yeah, sure.
We're working on plays that we don't normally run to see how they look in the game.
And I think that's what Mike's doing here. Now, if it was the starters in there, you could take offense to it. And the extra point is good by Welch. It's 63-0. We're at the half. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back. Craig Lund will have stats. We'll have analysis. We'll attempt to do a scoring replay. All of that coming up after this 2-minute message on the Bethel Football Network.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance,
they were saying
transfer
that
money,
when this is on
all
mute,
from the palm of your
it's
hand,
still going through the headset.
24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
And welcome back to Bethel Wildcat football. The Wildcats lead this one 63-0 at the half over the St. Andrew Knights here at Wildcat Stadium. Here's how the first half statistics look for St. Andrews. They had 8 first downs, 21 carries for 51 rushing yards, 66 passing yards, 11 of 22 with 2 interceptions, total offensive plays and yards, 44 plays for 117 yards. Kickoff returns, they had 5 for 51. Average punts, 5 at 35.6. One fumble loss, 2 penalties for 12 yards. Possession time was 20:57. Third down efficiency, they were 2 of 10, 20%. Fourth down efficiency, 0 of 2. For the Bethel Wildcats, they put 63 points on the board. 14 first downs, 16 rushes for 127 yards, passing yards 193, 6 of 10 on that one. Total offensive plays 26 for 320 yards in the first half of total offense. Punt returns 3 of 90, kickoff returns 1 for 17, interception return yards, this was a big one, 2 for 88, punts 2 for 44 yards, penalties 5 times for 39 yards, possession time 9 minutes and 3 seconds. Very good on third down efficiency, 3 of 5 at 60%. Didn't have any fourth down efficiency attempts. Red zone scores, they were 5-5. Passing, Colazzo for Bethel, 4-7, 146, 1 TD. Rushing, Avion Rucker, 1 for a -2. Mitchell Faulkner, 4 for 23. Jordan Kaysen, 3 for 6. And Martez Smith leads all rushers for the Wildcats. 8 carries for 105 yards, averaging 12.5, along with 53 and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Jordan Case for the Wildcats. 1 attempt, no catches. J.D. Dixon, 1 for 68. That was a 68-yard TD. Jalen Taylor, 1 of 42. Will Secker, 2 catches for 47 yards. And then Jacob Bowles, 1 for 36. Kitchen, Andrew Welts, 9 for 9 extra points. Punting, Braden Johnson, 2 for 88, 44 yards average, long of 46. Braden Johnson, the kickoff, 8 kickoffs for 450 yards, 56.25 averages, 3 touchbacks. And then kickoff returns, 1 for 17 by Demetrius Gilbert. Punt returns, Cortez Eman, 1 for 1. Demetrius Gilbert, two catches for 89 yards, averaging 44.5. His long was 74 yards. And this is a big one. Both of them touchdowns. Interception, Javion Carter, 1 for 20 for a touchdown. Then Darion Burns takes the big one, 68 yards back to the house for the touchdown.
Great job, Craig. Let's take a break, a 2-minute break. We'll come back on Worthy Road Studios on the video side on 100.9 WEIO on the radio side, and a very special guest to join us. We'll come back right after this on the Bethel Football Network.
coming or going? The first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Doggone it. Did you forget to call 811 before you started digging? 811 is free, easy, and the law. 811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines marked. Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig. We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required, and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
And welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, everybody. Dr. Derek Jones and the Renaissance Band about to perform right below us here. Dr. Jones, and he was a compadre of mine all those 18 years at Lambeth University years ago. My 13th year here now at Bethel, and love to be here. And we are very happy to be joined today by a very special guest. We'll get to him in just a second. By the way, after we talk to our new commissioner of the Mid-South Conference, we do have some replays that we'll bring you, courtesy of Mr. Reasons and all the gang here. Christopher doing a great job. Executive producer today on Worthy Road Studios is Paul Schulte, Adriana Hicks on the replay, Eric Inman on the cameras, and Olivia Barlow on the cameras as well. These kids have done a great job, and little do they know their debut with Bethel would be a 63-0 game here at the break. We are joined by Commissioner Eric Leach, the new commissioner of the Mid-South Conference. And Eric, first of all, let me welcome you back to Bethel. We've met before, but certainly done a great job thus far, and great to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. It is great to get out and actually see competitions and visit the universities and actually see sports.
Sure, no doubt about it. Now, you haven't been the commissioner long, but I know you've been really busy, got a lot of things done. We'll talk about the status of the league in a minute, but give the folks a little bit of your background, if you would.
Yeah, you bet. I live in Bowling Green, Kentucky, originally from Omaha, Nebraska, and grew up playing football. I was fortunate enough to play briefly at Doane College at NAIA.
Yeah.
And but I spent 23 years working in professional sports. So making the transition into college, first job was working security at Mile High Stadium for the NFL. Worked in the NBA, but mostly minor league baseball, and spent the last 10 years in Bowling Green with the Bowling Green Hot Rods, High A affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. Very fortunate to have a great relationship with the Rays, and won 3 out of the last 5 championships before I made the transition to college.
Well, I'm going to forgive you for being a big-hearted with the Rays. Being a Yankee fan, it's hard for me to pull for them, but that's wonderful. I live in Jackson, which has had a minor league team until recently. And I grew up right outside Memphis, which had the Blues, and all the Mets were there for, like Ken Singleton, all that bunch came through there. But minor league baseball is pretty special, isn't it?
It is. It's a great sport. It's a family entertainment sport.
Sure.
And so you can be a diehard baseball fan or just go out for fun out at the ballpark. So it's tremendous. And for Bowling Green, they're the 3rd smallest minor league market in the country. And to survive the cut of all the major league, when they cut 42 teams, we survived. And a lot of that is credit to my staff and the establishment that we have there.
On a personal note, there used to be a really nice baseball card shop near downtown, not far from the stadium. Is it still there?
No, it did close.
Oh, my goodness. Most of them have closed around the country.
Yep, most of them have, and I'm an old avid baseball card collector from back in the 80s and 90s.
Well, I tricked my wife a couple of times about restaurants in the area. I said, we're going to need to go downtown, and then I'd find the baseball card shop.
Yep.
But being a Kentucky fan, I'd get my cards and then find the baseball cards as well. Well, the commissioner now of the league, and tell me a little bit about how that transitioned into you.
So it's been a wonderful transition. A lot of great schools and a lot of great people, and so some people coming alongside me helped me along the process. But we're starting some new things and excited about where that's going to be heading, and just going to take a little bit of time to get the new parameters set in. But looking forward to hosting our first championships and tournaments in Bowling Green. Just a short 3 weeks away.
I was at Lambeth 18 years, here now 13 years at Bethel, and I bring that up to say the Mid-South Conference, of course, I was used to it even before I came here because Lambeth was a Mid-South Conference. Georgetown was always great. People forget Union College was great at one time with football, but you look at all those schools, the Campbellsvilles, the Georgetowns, the Lindsey Wilsons, the sort of the new guy on the block compared to some of the others. But it's been a great football league, but top to bottom, it's been a great league in many, many fashions, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things as we look to potentially grow and expand the conference, that is a hurdle because people are like, you're too darn good at all the sports. And but that's a testament to the institutions and what they want to establish and the credibility of the conference. And that's why oftentimes you see 2, 3, 4 Mid-South teams getting into postseason play in their individual sports.
So well respected all over the country, and you look at, I hear the coaches all the time, we can't get someone to play us because, I mean, it's not just the school, but it's the conference as a whole, too.
Absolutely, and that's why we're fortunate to have this AAC crossover, be able to play 3 non-conference games with the partnership, because outside of that, it's very difficult to get those games in.
You've had a chance, I would imagine, to visit almost every school and meet all the ADs. We have a great one here in Brad Chapel.
Yes, absolutely. Brad's class act, and I'm looking forward to working with him this year. He's the chair of all the athletic directors for the conference, so he and I are going to be working extremely close, and great catching up with him today prior to the kickoff.
Well, we've got a tennis coach right to your right there, Derek Hubble, who he's on the national committee in tennis. He was down in Mobile here a few weeks ago.
Very good, and Derek and I have exchanged emails, and I've sought his input already as the chair, and so it's through building those relationships that we're going to elevate things and how we approach it. I, coming from the pro background, I don't know everything about college, so I reached out to Derek and said, Derek, why did we do it this way? What do you think about possibly doing something different? And he goes, Eric, that'd be great. And so I'm going to rely on these coaches and the chairs to really help guide and shape the conference.
Eric Leach, the new commissioner of the Mid-South Conference, joining us at halftime. Bethel leads the game 63-0. We'll talk about the game in just a matter of moments, but the whole landscape of college athletics at every level has changed. It's challenging, isn't it?
Yes, it is very challenging, and in fact, I've had that conversation with even what's going on with the now Power 4 in the NCAA and the trickle down. People are like, does that affect the NAI? And I go, absolutely it does. And so you ask the questions, how long till they pull out, and then what happens with some of the NCAA Division II, Division III, all those things. So it is such a rapidly changing landscape. You have to keep your pulse on it, and you have to know where you're at.
No doubt about it. You and I talked, before I let you go, we talked about this game before we went on the air. Bethel was heavily favored here, but I am surprised by the margin that they lead 63-0. I mean, this is a very young St. Andrews team. And I'll tell you this, I talked about in the play-by-play several times, Eric Leach, that they're still playing hard. And, I mean, they've had everything sort of go against them, but Bethel's made a lot of that happen. But still a little surprised, 63-0 at the break.
Yeah, very surprised. I knew it was going to be Bethel was going to dominate the game.
Sure.
But as you mentioned, St. Andrews is very young. Only 7 seniors on the roster. And just looking at Bethel's, the first 7 numbers were all seniors. So St. Andrews has a tough road to go. I anticipate a lot of running here in the second half. Get the backups and reserves some reps, get them some live competition, and that's what it's going to be about for Bethel in the second half, is seeing what you have on the bench.
And I would imagine there's a few fans watching or listening today, either on WAL 100.9 or on the network, on the video network with Worthy Roads and Boxcast, probably thinking, well, why are they throwing the ball? You've got a backup quarterback, Rucker, who needs some snaps. You've got a backup tight end. You've got a backup running back. You can't tell those kids not to play.
Yeah, and trust me, I was the perennial backup in college, and so when I got out there, I was going to give it my all.
Sure, absolutely.
And it was my chance to put myself on tape and to get graded by coaches.
Sure.
And I had to answer for my play as well. So
absolutely.
You have to go all out, put all-out effort, and so those kids are absolutely going to do their best.
No doubt about it. Eric Leach, thanks so much for joining us Always a pleasure to see you. I met you earlier, and you came in and talked to the coaches as a whole and our staff. But good luck to you, and we look forward to working with you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
Eric Leach, the commissioner of the Mid-South Conference. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back with replays right after this. Stay with us, everybody, on the Bethel Football Network.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Coming to him.
Doggone it. Did you forget to call 811 before you started digging? 811 is free, easy, and the law. 811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines marked. Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig. We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
Well, Bethel has scored in a lot of different ways, and Chris, for reasons, and the gang here, they're ready to show us some replays of what's happened. And Chris, we're going to go over to you. This is the first touchdown in the first quarter that Bethel scored. And let's take a look at this. And here you see Colazzo and Craig. You're back with us, and this is that first touchdown that Dixon caught and would not be denied.
Just a great adjustment right there by Dixon, too. The ball kind of throws underneath. He makes a little step inside, hits him right in the breadbasket, takes it to the house for a touchdown.
Here's your second score, and this is Smith. We'll make it, excuse me, that's not Smith. That's running the ball in. Mitchell Faulkner, the first of his 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half.
Just power football off the right side, follows his lineman, run up into the end zone for the touchdown.
And here's touchdown number 3. This is the Burns pick. Yes.
Burns just playing his position, playing center field. He sees the ball coming, steps in front, and really a trail of Wildcats in front of him, behind him. And he goes easy for the 68-yard return.
You see Coach Brewer, the staff trying to push the players back, don't get out near the field.
Yeah.
And now here's touchdown number 4. This is the 6:18 mark of the first stanza. There's the punt. And you see Gilbert drop back.
Just a great effort right here by the Wildcats, coming downfield and blocking for him and setting up that wall of purple. He does a good job right here of stepping it back to the inside, then stepping it back out, and there he goes right up the sideline.
That was 3:54 the first. That is going to complete the scoring in the first quarter.
Well, that's the one they marked him out at the 5 right there.
That's right. Marked him out the 5, and then I think it's going to be Smith who carried it in a moment later, or Faulkner.
Right.
Now here is the first play of the second quarter, 9:57, and here's the pick. The pick 6 by Javante Carter.
Had 2 receivers fall down right there, so I'm almost thinking that, well, still, the ball was thrown right into our receiver or D-back's hands, but it looked like they had 2 guys fall down.
Yeah, and I mentioned during the play-by-play, I thought, what is he looking at? Well, his receivers fell down, so let's take up for him. Here is this Faulkner again.
Look at that hole. Big number 70 right there for the Wildcats. Quintarion Wynn. Wow, what a block.
Yep. So the Cats pouring it on. At this point, they were in total control, just like they are here at halftime. And Christopher, do we have one more? This is the final score, I think. This is the Rucker score a moment ago with 56 seconds. This is Kaysen going in as the clock expired. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, just power football off the right side. And the young running back, number 26, Kaysen, he just kind of walks into the end zone for the easy score.
There you go. So those are the scores. We're going to go down to the field now with the camera if we can get the shot down at midfield. We're thrilled to death to have Kelby McCaleb, Shante Emerson, Haley Golan, and who did I miss?
Bridget Neisler.
Bridget Neisler down there. He's trying to figure out who is Chapel and who is, now I see Hollywood down there, Mr. Childers. So Bridget, and this is Bridget Neisler, Haley Golan, Shante Emerson, and Kelby McCaleb. A special group. Now, Hubble was in that class as well, but he's up here in the booth with us. And there they are. And Hubble, a very special group of kids, weren't they? And are. There's Haley Golden Orange, Shante Emerson, Bridget Neisler. I call Bridget through the years Lady B, and Kelby McCaleb. And there they are. And they had lunch on us here at the Wildcat Stadium today, and we are just honored that they thought enough to come back, and we celebrated them 10 years ago. They were the 2013 SID class. So let's take a break. We'll come back, get you ready for the second half. The Cats lead the game 63-0. Stay with us. This is Bethel Football on the Bethel Football Network.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
We're back. Dave McCulley, Diamond Dave, along with Craig Lund. We've got to get a nickname for Craig. He probably already has one. David's probably given him one, but we'll find that out later. Both coaches, Craig, have decided and mutually agreed to play 10-minute quarters instead of 15, and that's the right thing to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're going to take away some playing time from young guys, but at the end of the day, you don't want to risk injury with anybody. And, of course, it is what it is at this point. So might as well get everybody out of here early and let these young men get back as quickly as possible back to North Carolina.
Let me note, only 7 seniors on this team from Laurinburg.
Yeah.
Here's the kick. And, boy, they've had some problems on the special teams. That's wise decision there by Robertson, just letting that ball go in the end zone on about the 4th or 5th hop. He'd have been in trouble again. They've had some problems, special teams, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And that was a heads-up play. He kind of watched it and to make sure it did go into the end zone. Because if not, if the Wildcats jump down there, they can jump on top of them and get the ball.
320 to 117 in yards. What does an SI do during halftime? He gets his statistician to fill a phone call from the head coach, Michael Jasper, needing batteries for the officials' mic. Fortunately, I had 2 with me. Next week, I'll have about 8. But it was fully charged when we gave it to him earlier. 63-0 here. Well, Banks still in there. Power set to the left, and they give it to the running back. Stand-up runner, Daniels. He sort of runs up right, doesn't he? Not much. Gets about 4, more than I thought. 2nd and 6.
Tackle made by number 32, Brylan Jordan for the Wildcats.
We'll see some reserves. Darian Lewis in there. Hamilton's still in there, though. And let's look over here on this side on the corner. C.J. Bradley there. We'll try to acknowledge some of those kids. Marquise Taylor in the game. So they got some second stringers. I don't want to call them second stringers, but some reserves in the game. Let me put it that way. Daniels to the right. They put a man in motion. The fullback set him down there, Walker, right in front of Daniels. They give it to, again, Daniels, and he's pushed back, and I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
No, he didn't. Tackle made by number 91, I believe, for the Cats, Jerwin Young.
Well, no disrespect to anyone here. 63-0 at the break with 2 soccer matches coming up after this game tonight. I'll thank both coaches for making it 10-minute quarters.
Absolutely.
We played 1 minute and 10 seconds of this stanza. And right now, just content to run the ball when the first 2 plays is St. Andrews. Banks will put Daniels to his right this time, since doubles here both ways, actually. Short side of the field's top of your screen there, as you see. Now he's going to throw it this time, and it's caught, and he's going to be knocked down, I think, short of the first down. Great defensive play by the Cats. Caught the ball, but then tackled very quickly.
Cats brought a blitz off the left edge and did a good. And the Knights did a good job. Number 88, their big tight end, I guess he is, Joey Reitzman, did a good job of picking it up.
Marquise Taylor made a really nice play there. It's 4th and a yard. And let's see if they're going to go for it.
Dave, at this point, I think you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you just go for it. You'll have plays like this down the road in the season. I would think we're going to get a lot of dosage of Bethel running backs in this second half. Banks, they're going to try to draw Bethel off sides. It didn't work. Now Banks, a little confusion. He looked at the bench 2 or 3 times. Now he's going to go under center. And yes, a delay of game.
Oh, nope. We got a false start against them.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
7:41 left here in this third stanza.
You'll get that sometime when you're going up that line, changing the play, and those linemen are already set down in their stance. They can't move once you set them down, and that's what happened in that case right there.
So it will send back Gilbert at the 40. Gilbert's a pretty magical player. He's got those fast legs, quick feet. And Bethel could come out of this a decent field position. They lead the game 63-0. 7.5 left in the third. St. Andrews getting a play out there a little late. Bethel now will back off, not go at him. A bad snap, but he went over to his left and got it. Nice punt.
Pretty good punt.
And Gilbert at the 33. He'll bobble it and drop it. And did he get back on it? Let's wait and see. Can't tell.
A scrum for it down there on the pile. It's going to be interesting. Wildcats say they have it.
Cats say they have it. And let's see who came out of there with it. Couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell. I believe Gilbert got back on top of it right there.
Here's the replay of it, Craig.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I do too.
There. You got to get used to that.
And I'm used to it with T. Shea and Worthy Roads. But just a spectacular job these folks do. Yeah, I think Gilbert's got back on it. Yeah, he got back on it. 7:09 left in the third. 63-0 Bethel. Looking back, what was it? 42-0 at the end of one.
Mm-hmm.
I've got more notes than you can ever imagine. So, Rucker whistle shrill throughout the afternoon air here.
Should be offsides against the Knights. Flag. Oh, they're going to say Bethel moved.
It was 42-0 at the end of one. Yeah, they false start. We'll try to spot as many of the kids out there because we're going to get a lot of reserves in the game. I see Trevon Smith, wide receiver in the game. Here is Kenny Williams coming out. Going to be replaced.
84, Alonzo Russell replaces Williams.
Alonzo Russell Jr. Here's Rucker. Hands it off. That case it again. Yep. That's Jordan carrying it. And he is stopped for about a 3-yard loss.
Not much there. Nice did a good job clogging that up after the penalty right there.
Well, you like what Mike and his staff are doing here. They're just running the ball and utilizing clock. 10-minute quarters now. 6:48 left here. And it's 2nd and 18 now.
The other thing you're doing, you're building depth for down the road
Sure.
with the young players.
Yeah, nothing takes the place of just getting snaps. Austin Jones is in there at the center position, by the way. And Rucker, the little guy, well, he's not quite as little as I thought. He will run that football and scramble around and didn't have enough scramble in him. Boy, he refused to go down, but finally they deck him and get him down.
Rucker tried to go right up the middle. It's not there. He tried to bounce it, then they clogged it up. If he would have taken it outside, I think on the initial snap, he may have had a little more daylight.
You were away, Craig, but they were telling us that, oh, boy, the wind has got the tents over there. Look out.
Oh, wow.
There go the tents. You don't see it on the camera. The tent one is making its way toward University Avenue. 63-0. We're going to have to get Coach Cowell over there to grab that thing and hold it. It's no, Coach Cowell of Kentucky is not in with us. I just call Cowell, and I call her Coach Cowell because it always makes me remember how to pronounce her name with a K. Here's Kaysen running it.
Wow.
Getting it back to the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage almost. A scrub. He's still moving.
Golly,
and
Bill.
the scrub is still moving. He got about 12 yards, and then we get a late hit. And Bethel's number 70, Wynn says, did you guys not see that? 4th and about 5.
Oh, man.
Watch this. Here's the replay. And look at him. Just keeps the legs churning. Just refuses to go down.
And that's what you want. Just keep your feet
Sure.
going. That pile moves. Look at the line just coming there and pushing across the way.
Braden Johnson to punt it. He'll punt it away from about his 20. We're down to 5 minutes plus left in this third stanza. Bethel led 42-0 at the first quarter, 63-0 at the half. And we hit the 5-minute mark. Johnson, nice, high, spiraling punt, calling for the fair catch, now running away from it. And it takes somewhat of a night bounce, but it'd be at the 35-yard line, where it's down by Bethel there.
15. Nice punt right there. Good hang time. Let his coverage team get down there and get on top of it.
There's Gabe Gray down there down that ball. As Josh Key announces the Golden sponsors, Trevathians, Carroll Bank and Trust, Anchor Transportation, Nicky Joe Stafford, Smith & Smith Optometry, West Tennessee Utilities, City Floors, and State Farm, our Golden boosters. Without them, we probably wouldn't be on the air with you, to be honest with you. 452 and others. Appreciate all the great sponsors that join us on WEIO as well. Paul Schulte and Worthy Road Studios and all the kids here doing a great job. Can't brag on them enough. Handoff, Seagraves. Seagraves gets a couple, 2 or 3 out to the left hash, and that's about it. Who made the stop, Craig?
22, D. Hines in there. And 35, Andrew Welch. Nope, check that.
It's got to be someone else. Welch wouldn't be in there defensively.
Right. No,
36,
no.
I think
36.
it is. Yep. Tyson Hornbuckle. I thought it was 35 as well at first. I was going to tell you, Lindsey Wilson and Kaiser. Let me give you that score. Here's the pitch back. That's a loose potato, but picking up is Seagraves. He's ushered out of bounds. I'm not sure where they are in the game. Kaiser leading Lindsey Wilson at Lindsey Wilson 21-7.
Wow.
Yep.
That's big.
Lindsey, number 9 in the country. Kaiser, I think if I remember reading it earlier today, number 2.
Number 2.
33-yard line is where the ball is marked now. 3rd and 12. And here's the snap back to the quarterback, O'Banks. He throws it too high over the outstretched arms of Watson over there at about the 45. That's going to bring up 4th down.
The quarterback,
And 12.
we've talked about him being so small, and he really has to wind up and cut that ball loose. And he kind of dipped his shoulder right there and kind of sailed it over his receiver's head out of bounds.
Well, nice ceremony at halftime. Hope the kids enjoyed that. Lady B and Kelby McCaleb from the gang. So it's 4th and 12. 3. They say set the clock at 3:40. Do not add more time to the clock. Leave it at 3:20.
Just let it go.
I mean, I believe in the integrity of the sport, but at this point, 63-0, just leave 3:20 on it.
Right. Yeah, now they put it to 34 minutes, Dave.
I'm going home. 63-0. 3:40 left here. My goodness.
We'll give it to Hubble. He can have
Yeah.
it.
You probably will be. I need a statistician for soccer. I think Hubble's going to hang around for that, though. He gets paid big bucks. I'm telling you, the guy.
He's got it made, doesn't he?
He's up in Franklin, Kentucky the other day. I'm not going to tell you why. Here's the punt. The punt that will sail in the hands of Gilbert at the 35. Gilbert, the magic man, midfield, on his feet, 45. Hurdles his way to about the 40. I thought he almost lost that ball. And he's down to about the 39-yard line. He's pretty special, isn't he, Craig?
He is. And if he goes outside right there behind that wall, he's going to crawl to the end zone. No containment on the outside edge. Not able to get out there.
You know, there's a lot of things to do in Franklin. You know, Kenny Perry has a great golf course there, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
There's a horse track there, too, I think, in Franklin. Hint, 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
There may be a casino there, too.
Yeah, casino and horse track. They have great food there. I understand the casino. A lot of people go there just to eat, not play the horses. 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Folks, it's 63-0. Excuse us.
I was just thinking
Here's the handoff to who is 43? I don't have a 43 on my roster. Do we have a 43, guys? I don't have a 43.
Nor do I.
Cal, go down to the coaching box at the very end. Ask him who 43 is for us, if you would, for us, if you don't mind. So we pull a, in 10 years, Lady B, Haley Golden Orange, Kelby, nothing changes. 2nd and 5. You guys remember those days, don't you? Here's the handoff to 43 again. He's at the 30.
Do we just call him Richard Petty?
Yeah, that's right. No, I don't think so. Well, the Cats have it now. Is that a first down? He's very close. 3rd down and less than a yard at around the 30.
Taylor Yancey. I just heard Coach Key say
Taylor Yancey's a backup quarterback. That's not Taylor Yancey, 43. Taylor Yancey's in there at quarterback.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what it
Yeah.
is. Yes.
Yancey's in there at quarterback. He hands it off again and needed about a yard and got more than that, about a yard and a half or 2, and it's a first down Cats. Who is that player, Cal? Justin Harrigan. He was on the roster. It's Harrigan. He was on the roster last week. They removed him and put him back on without telling us. Not being mean-spirited, just the truth. Yancey will be in the shotgun. But we got it corrected. Hubble will take care of it. So Harrigan's played pretty well here. Harrigan has the handoff again. Harrigan hits the hole, and it closes very quickly. But Craig got, what, a couple of yards?
Yeah, a couple of yards right there pick up by Harrigan.
Yeah, Harrigan was on the travel roster last week. Did not see action, but they removed him this week and put him back on, I guess, at the last minute. To their credit, that happens sometimes. Someone could have had a turned ankle. You never know.
Right.
Yancey has been throughout his career here. Taylor is more of a running quarterback and a good player. He's a junior quarterback from Murfreesboro, Riverdale High School.
Good program.
I remember a lot of times he would go in for Collazo and run in when the ball was inside the 5 or somewhere. Here's Yancey, a high snap. It got him in trouble, but he runs out. There's that running skill. Then bragging on him, then he tripped.
I think 91, James Berry,
got a hand on him.
May have got a shoestring right there and tripped him up.
James Berry from Irmo, South Carolina. Have no idea where that is. 3rd down and 6. 45 seconds in a shortened third quarter. We'll play a 10-minute fourth quarter as well. I know what happened. The 2013 SID crew went down there and said, Mr. McCulley, they played 10 minutes in the quarter. And Jasper said, okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's going to be, Jasper never listens to me, 3rd down and 5. Here's Yancey. There's that talent we talked about, and that's what his forte is, running for those first downs from short yardage. Good runner.
Right off the left side, and he followed those linemen up through there, and you're right, Dave. He dove in there and got that first down.
You're right. You mentioned, I didn't mean to overlook you, you mentioned Riverdale. They've turned out a lot of college kids through the years, haven't they?
A program and a half up there in Murfreesboro, Riverdale, Oakland, you just name it.
So it's going to be the end of the third stanza. Bethel will have it 1st and 10 at the 16, make it 17-yard line, leading the game 63-0. Back after this 1-minute message on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Doggone it. Did you forget to call 811 before you started digging? 811 is free, easy, and the long. 811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines marked. Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig. We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
Welcome back to Bethel football. As we start the fourth period of play, the Wildcats lead 63-0 over the St. Andrew Knights. Shorten the fourth period and the third period to 10-minute quarters. Knights have it first down, or excuse me, the Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at the Knights 16-yard line.
Thanks, Craig. I had the photo op with the SID crew of 2013. Thanks. Here's Yancey passing wide open. Wow. Touchdown. Tied in. That is Derek Borden. First career touchdown as a Cat.
Nice looking read right there to Borden from Yancey and just hit him right in stride. He turns around, catches it.
Who is it?
Here's the replay. Yancey cocks and
throws a dime right there in between two defenders.
Yeah. Borden found that hole too, didn't he?
Tell you something we haven't talked about a lot that we've mentioned a couple times, but that offensive line, even the starters versus reserve, giving the quarterbacks plenty of time to set up and throw.
No doubt about it. Cats trying to put 70 on the board. Johnson, the holder. The snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good. And was that Welch again? Let's double check. Yeah, that's Welch again on the PAT. 70-0. 9:54 left in the ball game. We'll be back after this quick 30 as you watch and listen to Bethel football.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave McCulley, Craig Lund. Craig, great to have you on the network with us this year. I know you have to be off next week, but pleasure working with you.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. You know, it kind of step in just from Friday night to Saturday night, still in that football mode, and I've enjoyed it so far.
You still don't get on Coach T a lot, do you?
Oh, yeah, I'm on there all the time.
Any of my compadres on there?
I got some friends on there. We'll banter back and forth, and my banter is usually decent banter. I don't get on there like some of those folks. We won't mention any names that live in Jackson or anything.
People I know, though, right?
Yeah.
No, he's not talking about me, folks. Here's the kick, and there's another touchback.
And, you know, if you talk about public versus private schools and things of that nature, it tends to get people a little fired up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I used to call for public schools all my life, and then 17 years ago I started doing private school. And so, fortunately, I didn't have to take back anything that I ever said because I was always Mickey Marley at USJ, for example, is a good, close personal friend of mine. So, but in 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Ball's in action later today. The Cats in action later today. Cats may be playing right now. I've got to double-check that. I'm sure we're ahead, Cal. Here's the handoff, and that's Daniels. He's their premier or their primary running back, isn't he? Knocked down quickly.
Tackle by number 21, Trayon Wash for the Wildcats.
Yeah, when I first got the roster this year, first received it, and it said Trayon Wash, I thought they've left off the other part of Washington. Claire knows all about these rosters. She was in my office a bunch of times. We proofed, how many times did we proof, Claire? About 100? And we'd still find mistakes. It is 2nd down and 10, no gain at all, 9:24 clock running. Cats back home next week. As a matter of fact, back home 2 weeks in a row. 7 home games this year. Again, the running back, same guy. Daniels carries it, tripped up as he moves up to about the 29. They have to get to the 35. 3rd and 6.
That's good for 7 home games for Bethel since McKenzie has 6 away games.
Yeah, you guys, I was talking to Brad Chappell yesterday. Of course, Drew, his son, plays on that defending state champion team. But
heck of a linebacker.
It's like TCA opened up with supposedly 3 at home. One of them was, washed out with the lights out. But then 5 and straight on the road. But we do have a home game now scheduled. Thursday. And now here's a run by number 18. That's going to be running that football. Blake. He gets up to about the – who carried that ball? Was that
Right here.
Okay, here we go.
Quarterback.
Quarterback carried it, and he gets to what? About the 34.
Samari Lewis in on tackle for the Cats.
Yep. Blake, the backup quarterback, carried it. So it's 4th and a yard. We approach the 8-minute mark mercifully in this game, 70-0. Here's a replay of it, and great job by the gang here from Worthy Roads. These kids make big bucks. I brag on them, but man, Paul pays them well, you know what I mean? Paul had to leave us. He's over at Union. And now timeout. And the Knights want to talk about it. 7:49 left in the game. We'll come back as we close this thing down with Bethel leading 70-0. Stay with us on the Bethel Football Network.
Call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
Well, welcome back to Bethel football with 7:49 to go in the contest. The Wildcats lead 70-0 over the St. Andrew Knights. Shortened quarter here in the 4th. Started at 10-minute mark. The Knights have it 4th down and 1 on their own 34. They call a timeout right before that break to talk about what they're going to do right here against the Wildcats.
Craig, the folks around the country have no idea what you and I are talking about. TCA plays Manassas Thursday. Who's McKenzie have this week?
McKenzie will have travel down to Scotts Hill to play
Scotts
the Lions.
Hill. Okay, the Lions.
This is week number 3 of a 5-week road trip for us.
Yep. Well, the Rebels off and running again. That one loss to Dresden, but
Dresden's a good football team.
Dresden's really good. I was going to say they're really good.
Oh,
and now they go for the up snap and the fake. And I'm not sure he's real close.
It's going to be very
I'm
close.
not sure. If they put the left foot down, he's got it. If they put the right foot down, he doesn't. This near sideline official, the line judge.
Oh, they're not even going to measure it.
The Knights said they have it. Yeah.
They're going to move the chain.
I really, in all essence, I did think he got it. It wasn't by much. Cats run in T.J. Hart coming in the game. Cats had the starters in that play. They expected maybe some hanky-panky.
Yeah.
Dustin Chavis is in the game, too, the 3-down lineman there. Coming back in, too, will be Samari Lewis. Got the Lewis brothers this year, Samari and Kamari. Sounds like a law firm. 35-yard line, 1st and 10. We don't get paid until you get paid. 1st and 10, 35-yard line, clock running at 7:14. Well, can't smell that thing out.
Yeah.
Look at this. As you folks watch the game, a sea of purple around the running back, nothing there at all.
Had him in the backfield, slipped it, but then it just closed down with a blanket.
I mean, that's like a door shut before it
Absolutely
could even open.
And that's what you want. You want pursuit football.
Sure. And this is the reserves of the game, so you know these films will show a lot of maybe kids wanting to get in there and play. Also in the game for the Cats is, we mentioned Hart earlier. Linebacker at the moment is Markel Crawford.
Good crowd inside now. Good crowd's gathered on the outside on University Drive.
Yeah, sure have. 70-0. The Cats. The new scoreboard, the video hopefully will work next week. They go with the reverse.
Wow.
The in reverse, and boy, what a play by Bethel. Unbelievable play by Jaron McDaniel from Decatur, Alabama.
Made a great play, and honestly, his blocker kind of blocked him right into the middle of the play. Watch it right here. Blocks him right into it.
Sure did.
You know, but great play, keeping your outside, as a defensive end, outside linebacker, when you see that play coming at you, you want to keep that outside shoulder free to make that running back or receiver who's on the reverse cut it back to the inside where you've got help.
3rd and about 16 now. Ball at the 29, 5:55 left in the game. Playing 10-minute quarters here in the 3rd and 4th after Bethel led 63-0 at the break. This could have gotten really ugly, to be honest with you.
There's another one, Dave.
Jumped off, didn't we? Give him a free play.
No, they didn't throw the flag.
They didn't throw it, and incomplete. Cross into Bethel territory.
Maybe they said they got back before they snapped it, but
good defense by Wash, and also back there, Lewis was back there as well with him.
In college, can you jump across and get back, or is it automatic encroachment if you jump in the neutral zone? NFL, you can get back, I believe.
Yeah, in college, I have always understood. I thought that it was it's encroachment if you go over and
Just like high school.
The flag flies, and they let Bethel away with that twice. I think probably being 70-0, officials done a good job, and they're saying, hey, guys, just let them play right now.
Yeah, been a really clean game.
Yeah, it has. New punt returner back there, and that's Secker, who had some duties at that last year. Not a rookie back there doing that, and he's up to about the 47. Will's a good athlete. Seagrave's in on the tackle. Helping Dr. Hubble out. 31 made the tackle after 83 had the return.
5:27 to go in the contest. Rebels. Wildcats lead 70-0.
Well, Rucker's back in the game after Yancey had some snaps and threw the touchdown pass, so it's Rucker back in there.
Maybe they're swapping possessions.
Maybe so. Rucker's going to throw it on the fly pattern. Got a man down there. It's caught. That's got to be a touchdown. Secker. Unbelievable. 53-yard pass play. 53-yard pass play. And the fireworks, they're going to run out soon. 76-0.
Wow. And again, you run your offense. You got your second string in there. You do what you're going to do.
I will tell you this. I'm watching the night bench, though.
Yeah.
There are some stairs at the Bethel bench.
Absolutely.
Of course, the late John Wade Tucker at Milan, local Hall of Famer here, he say, look, I'm sending a message to your young pups that my young pups are better than yours.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
76-0. Of course, he could say that because they were the dogs, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Here's Welch. Again, he's been perfect today. Hope I didn't jinx him. We did not. 77-0. 5:18 left. I'm just going to do a scoring recap off the official stats later. I've quit writing it down. 77-0. Back after this 30-second break is all Bethel in the home opener. They'll go to 2-0. Back after this on the Bethel Football Network.
Dave jinxed him. Come back now. He said we're already 2-0. Claire, you're in. Go play quarterback. Go play running back. Go get Carla. She'd be a linebacker.
We're going to put Hubble at middle linebacker.
I guarantee you.
Schedule. Carroll Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
Back here, Wildcats score again and go 77-0 over the St. Andrew Knights with 5:18 to go in the fourth. What a nice catch and pitch right there. Rucker to Secker.
Sound like a little rhyme, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the motorbikes are speeding down University Parkway. I hope the McKenzie Police Department's not near anywhere. 77-0. Well, they're moving, aren't they?
They are.
They've moved just the way the Wildcat offense has moved.
Swiftly and smoothly.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, Robertson sees it sells over his own. Boy, Johnson's done a really good job on the touchbacks today, hasn't he?
I'm going to tell you, he's got a foot right now. He puts it, that one, he hit the bottom of the goalpost on the pad, almost put it through the upright.
Well, the Cats struck early. At the 14-19 mark, Smith rushed it in 53 yards. Welch made it 7-0 after the PAT. And it's been all Wildcats since. 63-0 right now.
77-0.
Or excuse me, 77-0. 63-0 at halftime. And here's a running play by, that's going to be running the ball, Seagraves.
Gabe Gray, 38 on the tackle for the Cats.
Seagraves and Daniels have been their primary runners today, haven't they?
Yeah.
Second down at about 6, pick up a 4. Winding it down here, under 5 minutes left in the game. Going to wind up being a quickly played game because of the see, last night I had a high school game, 105 points combined, 77 here. But that took forever last night to play, and it would have taken a long time to play this one too, Greg, if we hadn't shortened the game.
It would have.
Seagraves again hustles his way for the first down. Tripped up at about the 37, but not before he gets the first down. One of the guys there was Samari Lewis.
Gabe Gray in there again on tackle as well.
Gabe Gray saying, okay, look, I know it's 77-0, but I want to make an impression. I want to play next week when it really counts.
I'm coming to play. That's right.
Yeah.
5'10", 190-pound junior defensive back.
You'll be in Murfreesboro next week?
I'll be in Murfreesboro next week.
Remind me to give you the link.
I will.
Yep. 77-0, 4-11. Seagraves again, running right. More, he's corralled. Great tackle by Markel Crawford, the junior from Memphis. From Lyon College. You know, Lyon just started their program recently, but he said, I want to go over to Bethel and play, and that's where he is now.
3:50 to go before the end of the game.
2nd and 6 for the Knights. They've had a couple of opportunities to go awry, either by their own choosing or Bethel's defense. But other than that, Bethel's pretty well dominated the game. They had an advantage at halftime of 320 to 117 yards, and that's sort of deceiving because Bethel had so many big plays. Oh, my goodness. They stood the running back up right there, folks. Watch this on replay. And this young bunch showing a lot of promise. Look, watch this replay, Craig. Tell the folks what happened.
57 or 33, I can't remember. He running back off the right side, and bam, he gets rocked. Meets a linebacker up there in the hole. I think it was 57, Ethan Dabbs.
Yeah, Ethan is from Memphis, University of Central Missouri transfer. 3rd and 7. Man, let's make it a long 6. Under 3 minutes in the game. Bethel leads 77-0. Quarterback drops, throws, incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Trayon Wash.
Sure was, and the pass was way over his head, but Wash in there to jump up and try to knock it away anyway.
If that ball had not been overthrown, Wash may have had an INT. So it's 4th and about 6, 2:40. The clock continuing to run. Now it stops at 2:41 after the incompletion.
Really impressed with our secondary, our speed on getting to the football when it's thrown and breaking on the ball.
Sure. This is a physical Bethel team, but very quick as well in a lot of positions, aren't they?
Yeah, you can see the speed on the field of the Bethel Wildcats.
Sure can. Well, the Cats, I would think, will just take this punt and just run a few plays and get this thing over with. Secker is going to gather it in, and he's hit very quickly. Great downfield play. Outstanding play that time.
Great punt.
Yep. Credit the Knights. Fortner made the stop, and credit them. They're celebrating and congratulating him, and well, they should. Been a long bus ride back to North Carolina. I've been, not many times in my long career have I been on the short end of a game like this. I'll tell you one game I remember vividly, though, even here at Bethel. Chris Elliott's first year here, we go to Georgetown and get drilled. Not this bad, but get drilled. 8-9 weeks later, we go up there and upset them.
I remember that.
In that game, yep.
I remember that.
1st and 10, the ball at the 18-yard line.
Quarterback Rucker again. Oh, that's Yancey, isn't it?
Yancey back in there, yep.
Yeah, they're swapping possessions, what they're doing.
Yeah, they are. Hand off, running back, big hole, 25-30, 35-40. You can't blame him. And now a flag comes in late.
Face mask.
Braswell carried that ball. Dakota Braswell carried it.
Going to tack on 15 more in this run right here.
27, is that Braswell? I don't have a 27. I think they took him off the roster as well, but that's who it is. 27 is Dakota Braswell. Hub. All right, thank you, sir. Got to talk to Kincaid. Coach Kincaid does a great job working with us from our SID department.
Easy call for the official right there.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Ball up over midfield to the 44-yard line of the Knights. They mark the ball. Down to 2:20, clock running. Bethel will just run the ball, I would think. And if you score, you score. If you don't, well, it's on them if they don't stop you. And Bethel taking their time. Play clock down to 12, down to 11, down to 10. Just draining it. We approach the 2-minute mark, and we are there right now. And here's Braswell carrying it again, looking for room. He's got quick feet. 40-yard line, spins his way down to about the 35. He'll be about a yard short. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Tackles made by 52, Keon McCullough for the Knights.
Greg, you mentioned something I think is important. We've got a cat shaking up a little bit. That's Austin Jones, the center, hobbling a little bit. Trainers, Caden out there and the others attending to him. But you mentioned earlier, it's a 77-0 game, but it's been a cleanly played game between the teams. You haven't seen a lot of you've seen a couple of little skirmishes, and you're going to see that in every game. But for the most part, great class by both teams, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, clean ball game by both sides, clean game by the officials. I think it's been well officiated. but give credit to those young men, especially the young men in the white and blue, because when you are getting a game taken to you like you are, you could let some emotions get the best of you sometimes.
No doubt about it. Second down to 11. Coach Jasper will join us hopefully as soon as the game is over, and then we'll let the Worthy Roads folks pack their stuff up and get back to Jackson and the surrounding area. Here's Braswell. Then we've got to set up for soccer. Braswell moves down to about the 31. He's going to be the first down.
Should be able to knee it out right here, Dave.
Yeah, just take it a couple of snaps and say it's 77-0, your happy final. We pray for traveling mercies for the folks. I saw a few fans here from St. Andrews, moms and dads. Yeah, they'll go in the victory formation. Rucker will stand back or just go under, or Yancey under center, and going to be Braswell about 8-9 yards behind him. Down to 50 seconds. They'll drain the clock. Down to 13, down to 12, down to 11. And then they'll snap it with 2 or 3 seconds.
This is one of those things where you just say, hey, we know what you're doing. Let's just.
Yeah, just both teams go to the sidelines. Yancey takes the knee. And down to 30 seconds now, 33 seconds. And the teams embrace, exchange some handshakes, a couple of little bear hugs. And
that's it.
I'll tell you this, too, and I have to say this, especially St. Andrews. Bethel showed a lot of class, but St. Andrews especially, too, is one of those deals where their kids, despite getting beat pretty badly here, they have kept their composure, not done anything that would be demeaning or embarrassing to them, their families, the school. And Coach Curtin and Coach Jasper is going to meet out on the other side of the logo here. And they bear hug and embrace each other. That's good to see. 77-0. The happy final here from Bethel. We'll take a 2-minute break. Be back with stats. I'm going to give Craig Lund, he's going to earn his money. We're going to give him a chance to do those. And then we'll do a scoring recap, and hopefully Coach Jasper to join us. Then we'll set it down and shut it down and get ready for soccer. This is Bethel football, the happy final. 77-0 Cats. They moved to 2-0, and number 8 looked like number 1 today. Sure back did. Up to this with the Bethel Football Network. Did they hand me that trash can?
County Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate SAP action, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Doggone it. Did you forget to call 811 before you started digging? 811 is free, easy, and the law. 811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines marked. Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig. We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back to Bethel Wildcat football with your final score, 77-0. The Bethel Wildcats defeat the St. Andrews Knights here in their home opener at Wildcat Stadium this afternoon. Here's how the final statistics looked. First for St. Andrews, they had 10 first downs. They had 35 carries for 80 rushes. Passing yards were 66. The quarterback was 13 of 27 with 2 INTs. Total offensive plays, 62 for 146 yards of total offense. They had 5 kickoffs for 51 yards, 9 punts for 35, penalties 4 times for 29 yards. Time of possession was 37.39. Third down efficiency was 2 of 15, 13%. Fourth down, 1 of 3, 33%. Passing, quarterback Dylan O'Banks is 12 of 24 for 58. Rushing, Kevion Daniels, 14 carries for 40 yards. Nashar Seagraves, 11 carries for 47 yards. Receiving, Nigel Pierce, 3 of 33. His long was 21. Arson Cook, 2 for 19. Punting, Diego Bahana, 9 punts for 315 yards, averaging 35. His long was 47. Kickoffs, Bahana, 1 for 41. Kickoff returns, Latrell Snow, 1 carry for 20. Anthony Robinson, 2 for 13. And J.J. Cobb, 2 for 18. For the Bethel Wildcats, they were able to put 77 points on the board today, had 20 first downs, rushes, 28 carries for 200 yards, passing yards, 262. Quarterbacks were 8 for 12. Combined total offensive plays, 40 plays for 462 yards. Punt return yards, 7 punts returned for 117 yards, 1 kickoff for 17. Interception returns, 2 for 88. Punts, 3 for 40. Fumbles lost, 1. Penalty yards, 6 times for 43 yards. Time of possession, 19 minutes and 49 seconds. Third down efficiency, 4 of 7, 57%. Didn't have any fourth down attempts in red zone scores. They were perfect today, 6 of 6. Defensively, for the St. Andrew Knights, leading tackler was number 51, Terrell Milligan. Followed by him was number 52, Nick Henderson. And then Jaden Stevenson was number 3 for the Knights. For the Bethel Wildcats, total tackles for the Wildcats was led by number 33, Markel Crawford. And then Tyrone Trayon Wash, D. Hines, Brody Franks, Kedrick Walker, all with 4 each. So the Bethel Wildcats, offensively and defensively, very efficient today in a huge home opening win over the St. Andrew Knights, 77-0. As they run their record to 2-0 on the year, as they prepare to take on Bluefield next week. So 77-0, we're going to take a quick 1-minute break. We'll come back, and Dave McCulley will be back on the air with, hopefully, Coach Michael Jasper.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
And welcome back to Bethel Wildcat football as the Wildcats secure a 77-0 victory over the St. Andrew Knights. Coach Jasper hasn't made his way up to the press box just yet, so we're going to go through the scoring summary for the Wildcats today. First period, at 4:19 mark, Martez Smith rushed for 53 yards for a touchdown to 14:19 mark. Extra point was good by Andrew Welch. That put the Cats on the board 7-0. Second touchdown at the 12:19 mark, Joaquin Colazo completes a pass to J.D. Dixon for 68 yards for the score. Welch's kick is good. At the 8:44 mark of the first period, Mitchell Faulkner, 5 yards out, touchdown's good. Welch kick is good. First period again, 6:18 mark, Dylan O'Banks' pass was intercepted by Darian Burns at the 32. Burns returned it 68 yards for the pick six to put the Cats up. Welch kick was good. He was perfect today on the afternoon. At the 3:54 mark of the first period, Mitchell Faulkner, 5 yards out for the touchdown. Welch's kick was good. Next score, at the end of the first period, Martez Smith from the 3-yard line over the goal line for the score for the Cats. Second period, 9:57 mark, Dylan O'Banks' pass intercepted by Javante Carter. He returns it 20 yards for the defensive touchdown score for the Wildcats. 8:50 mark of the second period, Faulkner rushes for 5 yards from out for the touchdown. Welch's kick is good. At the end of the first half, time expiring, Jordan Kaysen, 1-yard touchdown, puts the Cats up big at the halftime mark. No scoring in the third period for the Cats as a lot of the youngsters played, and they shortened the quarter. In the fourth, two more scores by the Cats. Taylor Yancey's pass is completed to Bradley Gooch for 16 yards to put the Cats up 76-0, and then 77-0, and then the final score was Avion Rucker's pass to Will Secker for 53 yards. Nice pass and catch right there at the 5:18 mark. That was the final score of the ball game. 77-0, Cats over the St. Andrew Knights. Tell you what, we're going to take another quick 2-minute break, and then we'll come back hopefully with Coach Jasper. You're listening to Bethel Wildcat Football. Back after 2 minutes.
Or going. The first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Doggone it. Did you forget to call 811 before you started digging? 811 is free, easy, and the law. 811 will contact all underground utilities to have your lines marked. Don't wind up in the doghouse. Call or click 811 before you dig. We want to keep you safe. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required, and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
Well, 462 total yards to 146, and that's a little deceiving because Bethel had so many big plays in the game, and we'll never hear the end of Burns' return for the touchdown, but that's okay. I love Burns to death. We'll talk about that with Mike Jasper in a matter of moments as well. But the Happy Cats win 77-0, 42-0 at the end of one, 63-0 at halftime, and both coaches agreed to just play 10-minute quarters, and the Cats win it big and win it 77-0. And joining us is the victorious coach of the Bethel Wildcats, the coach of the year last year in the conference and the region, and Coach Jasper. Congratulations on a huge, huge, impressive win today.
Hey, I appreciate it, Dave.
And certainly you got out of the gate real quick. I mean, you look at the good return, then Martise scores, and then it was off and running after that, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of different ways you scored today. Talk about that a little bit, if you would.
Just to cap it off, a great week of preparation. We weren't satisfied with the way we played down in Georgia at point and had the bye week, so we knew we had a good game plan in place, and it was all about us today, and that's what I told the guys. It didn't matter if we were playing St. Andrews or 85 Bears. We're going to come out and try to execute.
Well, I said that earlier. I mean, we're number 8 in the country, but I'd like to see number 7 through number 1 play us today.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Those guys were locked in. It's a credit to our staff, a credit to these kids for coming out and executing the way they know we can.
And heavily favored today, but you have to be careful. I mean, you look at practice every day, and, the old adage, practice makes perfect. I wouldn't say we were perfect, but we were darn near pretty close to it at times.
Yeah, we were. There was a couple times we had to lock back in. I challenged that play, but it was really to get a timeout so that our young guys could settle down and kind of lock in. But other than that, a couple of spots here and there, I can't complain. These guys really came out and did a great job.
Special teams pretty good. Welch was perfect on PATs, but Dixon makes a remarkable catch right below us here, and he was off and running. You knew he was going to score.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
I got tickled because we went back and watched the replay. Worthy Roads has been spectacular. By the way, the game's archived. You can watch it later tonight. But bottom line is, Coach Brewer was running along the sideline. He couldn't keep up with Dixon, but he was telling everyone to get back and let Dixon have room to run for the touchdown.
Yeah, it wasn't just about the kids executing today. It was about our staff being better. It's early in the season. You know how strong the Mid-South is, so we want to be locked in and ready to roll in conference play.
Yeah, we talked to Eric Leach, the new commissioner, at halftime. He talked about that. Talk about the Burns and INT. He's going to watch it. If I don't talk about it, he'll get mad at us.
Great job, Darian. He finally
had
got
one before that.
Yeah, he did. He got called back, so he was locked in and made a great break on the play, playing in the zone coverage there, and so good job by him.
2 pick sixes today, is that right? And then 2 last week. Javante Carter had one later.
Yeah, Javante is a young beast. I love that kid. The way he practices and plays is phenomenal. You're going to see a lot of him in purple.
And then you had Faulkner, 3 rushing touchdowns today.
Yep, Mitchell came out. Man, he's a load. You know, we've known about him for a couple years now and finally got him back from the military. So excited to see him kind of get rolling today.
Now, Mike, you're leading big at the end of the first half, but people might say, well, why are you throwing it? Why are you trying to score? You've got Rucker out there, the backup quarterback. You've got a backup running back. Those kids want to play. I mean, they're looking for more playing time, and you can't tell them not to score.
Absolutely. Like I said, we had a great week of preparation.
Sure.
We had some younger guys in there, and they got to get ready to roll too. And if you want to be a good playoff team down the stretch or get that opportunity, you're going to have some young people step in and execute. So Rucker, we feel really good about him. Yancey got in and was able to produce as well.
You flip-flopped them some, yeah.
Yep, and we were able to see what we got just in case, something were to happen to Joaquin. So we actually got a lot of great receipts about our program today.
And we pretty well know Yancey's a runner, but he had a nice pass play down here for the touchdown as well.
He did, man. It was good for him to showcase his arm a little bit.
Jordan Casey, good game as well.
Yep, Jordan's a phenomenal player. Came out, man. He had a great game in Georgia, 3 carries, and we said, hey, let's get him the ball a little bit more today. So
now the big guys up front. You're a former big guy as well. You played both offensive and defensive line. I think most people don't realize how versatile you were. Either way you could go. But bottom line is, we dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides, I thought, today. You had to be thrilled with that.
Absolutely. That was one of the key points in our talk last night was it being all about us, but being all about us is being able to dominate the line of scrimmage. I think both sides of the ball came out and did that.
I'm not sure what the final was, but Kaiser was leading Lindsey Wilson at 21-7 at one time today. I'm not sure what that final was. We'll get that a little later. We're not even thinking about those guys yet. You got Bluefield on your mind next week, and an old friend comes back home.
Yeah, I get to see Dino. He's texting me all morning, so I'm excited about next week.
Hope Nicole was able to make the trip and the girls as well. Well, Mike, great win. So many things you do right today. A few things to clean up here and there. A couple of times jumping off sides a little anxious, but all in all, a spectacular effort and performance by your Cats.
Man, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Jasper, the head coach of the Cats, as they win this game today, 77-0. We'll take a quick 1-minute break. Be back with some closing thoughts and our praise to Worthy Road Studios and also to WEIO 100.9. Back with those thoughts right after this on the Bethel Football Network. I'm going to come back with a closing thought. That's it.
Gotcha.
Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required. In federal insured.
We're going to get out of here.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
And we close it out after Bethel wins 77-0 in the season opener. Next week, 12:30 our time, 1 o'clock will be the kick on WEIO and on Worthy Road Studios. And we'll have the kickoff against Bluefield. They'll come calling from over on the east. And we'll have that game for you next week. Craig Lund, a final thought from you on this Bethel impressive win.
Just a complete game, I think, by the Wildcats. Really set the tone for the rest of the season going into the next homestand. Kind of like Coach Jasper said, they weren't satisfied with the way they played at Point a couple of weeks ago. Had the bye week, got readjusted, refocused, and I think it showed today on the field. Really outstanding performance in all phases of the football game today.
Yeah, not a lot you can say wrong today. They win it big. They lead 42-0 at the end of one, 63-0 at halftime. and win it going away 77-0. Craig, great job, sir. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
My thanks to Shantae Emerson's down there. She's helping Hubble with the stats. Even my thanks to our statistician, Derek Hubble, who will be with us during the soccer match, the first game anyway tonight. Good luck to both Misty Aird and J.J. Malang and the gang. Both teams 4-0. The men ranked number 16. They'll take on two good Texas A&M Texarkana teams, and we'll have that on the video for you. Free video tonight for soccer at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. My special thanks, too, to Craig. Great job as always. We'll miss him next week. He'll be back with us the following week. Executive producer today, Worthy Road Studios presentation on the video side by Paul Schultze. The director has been Christopher Reasons. The replay by Adriana Hicks. The cameras, Eric Inman and Olivia Barlow. For Tom Yarborough at the radio station as well, I'm Diamond Dave McCulley for the entire SID team. Until next week, 12:30 airtime. We'll come back with more Bethel football, both on the video and the audio side. 77-0, the happy final here. So long, everybody.
Listening to Bethel.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.